Any methods necessary EOPS yesterday because we had him on stream with that. Bill sticking with the girl that brought him to the dance, going 0 hour again.
And Bill's the one who decided to go first here. So I wonder if AOBS was on his radar. We know that Team 5 really likes it. So it's always almost a possibility to see them play it.
And Bill has talked about how mains decks can be a little bit of trouble for 0 hour. And the Endor Ops decks, the Endor Ops any method necessary decks are really just mains decks that have the added bonus of stopping your opponent from drawing more than one destiny.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't work at the system with Hera, but does, it's still a mains deck. They're still going to be positively trading guys with you almost every time. And especially Matt was running multiple choke Vaders who are real rough for 0 hour if you're not ready for it. And this is interesting. The switch to agents will be interesting. I'm curious to see how this plays because agents is another deck that can just go wide and go right at you.
Mm-hmm.
And 0 hour doesn't love that. And 0 hour is only playing 2 Lukes probably.
Yeah, I would say
and they're Lukes without sticking power. Like it's just EPP Lukes.
I mean, I've seen people play Master Luke. I've seen people play a Luke Skywalker V. I mean, I think you could fit almost any Luke in the deck. So, I mean, and that's not like something that I think is going to be uncommon. But at the same time, like you were saying, it's a deck that can go wide. You're not necessarily able to, like, you're not guaranteed a Luke really early on. But what makes me very interesting, like what the fact that we're seeing agent stacks in a very, very, very high Hitco meta. I mean, Hitco was the most played deck yesterday.
And you and I've talked about this before, and I've talked about this with Chris Kelly and some other folks. I think Hitco is advantaged against agents. I do think agents can beat it.
It's a rough matchup. I played.
Oh, I agree. It's not an easy match.
I played agents in Indianapolis. I ended up 1-3 with the deck because I faced down mains after mains after mains, and it's just a rough deck for any kind of player. If you're expecting mains, do you necessarily want to play the deck?
I think if you're expecting mains, you want to tweak it hard to work around that. So we've not seen who Matt used for quietly observing.
I don't think he's actually done the pool yet.
I don't know if he's done it or if he just, told Bill and Bill's like, yep, I get it. Because these are two guys who have played for. You're supposed to show it. I get it. But these are also 2 guys who have played for a long, long time. And it's very possible they are just kind of quick showing it. And like,
I mean, after playing 8 games yesterday, potentially playing 6 games today, I get it. Like
my guess is I'm kind of looking at the deck as he's scrolling through it. Which Dr. Ian Pandababa is one of them. And
probably Mara Jade with lightsaber.
Yeah, if you saw, I didn't see her, but that would not surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we're getting a lot of pull chain stuff going on. And
we're gonna get like the normal pools.
But I'm also kind of watching the deck, and it looks like it's got a little bit of there's a couple little things in there I think are kind of ready for mains, but you're basically with mains, you're just saying I need to outplay my opponent. Like if you can do that, you're fine. And that's what you're trying to do in this match.
So Bill did not go out and get the goldenrod Yavin Sentry Shield. So now Matt didn't have to pay for the Emperor.
Yeah.
So we have first turn, free Emperor down to the Imperial Square. Shizor. I do expect to see Matt move Shizor here because, like you were saying, there's not a lot of characters that are going to impact Shizor. Like most of them are, unfortunately, ability less than 6.
Yeah, and it looks
Um,
like Matt did not get a Vigo, which is kind of an odd, like,
it looked like
or
he
he's
got
choosing
the
not to
sight from his
pull one.
hand.
Yeah,
So I got, yeah, I agree, Matt.
excuse me for just.
And I do think this is a match that Bill is probably versed in. Like he's been playing Zero Hour for a while. I know back when Zero Hour first came out, him and I played in the Yavin 4 regional event, and I was high on Zero Hour. Bill, I don't think played it, but I think I came in second with Zero Hour, and Bill was like, "Yep, I'm gonna play it on day 2." And I think he ended up winning like Maryland states or Virginia states with it. So
Oh,
Bill
I think Zero
activates.
Hour's very good.
I know
And
Timo's big on it right now, and if Timo's big on it, that says something.
yeah, no, I think it's very good. I think it, much like other decks, and we kind of talked about this yesterday a few times, like it puts your opponent in a position to have to make decisions. And the more times
Mm-hmm.
you force your opponent to make a decision, the more times they can get it wrong. And when they get it wrong, it's good for you. So I do think space is going to be a problem for Matt.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, space is probably does favor Bill here just because he's able to go get like Hera and the Ghost. Hera and the Ghost are really good. But being that there's not a lot of Imperials, like Hera doesn't really, she might not get that
Yeah.
extra destiny. So it's going to be interesting to see like what both players' decks have in them.
And Matt's going to have to decide, I think, does he want to go hard to Lothal and try and take Lothal space, or does he say, you know what, I'm going to get my setup on Coruscant with the Fist or the First Light at Coruscant and take the ping damage I can get on Coruscant and then send everybody else at Lothal
Mm,
because Bill doesn't
wow.
have a, yeah, that's
That was kind of big. Like Bill was able to get out to location to other sites, so he was attempting to look at the top 3, take a card in hand. Matt said no with a first turn sense, and Bill immediately grabbed.
yeah, oh, you Zero Hour runs way too many interrupts that are very important. You can't give your opponent free run with senses. And the grab, I think, is, I'm totally okay with the grab. I think you want to put out, you're normally going to see something like a do or do not come out if you
Mm-hmm.
think you're going to see senses. And I think Bill might, in retrospect, have been like, huh, I probably should have done that because that force lightning is also potentially going to put in work now.
Maybe like there's only one target for the Force Lightning. It is the Emperor. He's not going to really do much. Bill's playing Insurrection, so he has no real fear of the Ellis.
Yeah,
So
it's possible. We'll see where that goes. I think right now Matt's just gotta, I don't think he's going to drain, although he's going to look and see if what he wants to do with those top 3 cards. That's really, both decks we're seeing are very high floor decks. They are decks that to play well, you need to play very good, and you have a lot of decision points and a lot of things you have to consider. And when they're played well, they're amazing to watch. And I think Matt right now is trying to do and I've played it before. I've played agents at tournaments before. Like there's turns where you're literally sitting there going through your force pile for 30, 40 seconds, just running all the math in your head and
mhm.
going, all right, if I, pay 3 to drain, I'm losing those 3 cards. Then I'm going to get to this because this is the card I really need to get to. How can I use what I want to use to do something and still end up with getting to, card X in your force pile. And like, do I use it? Can I use it in a way that I can shadows to it? Like, there's a lot
Hmm.
of math that goes into that decision,
Yeah.
and it's not easy to do. And the fact that the deck still occasionally is broken on Gemp means it's harder to get some amount of practice into it, because every once in a while in the middle of a game, and it'll just be like, oh, your agents don't exist anymore. And now you've lost. So like, you can do it in private games, but you're not playing it and you're not seeing it in the OCS. And that also means if you're not playing private games and you're not working with, other people to learn, you're not getting games against it either, which can be hard
Yeah.
because it plays a little differently.
And I'll be honest, like it is one of those decks, like you said, it's a very high ceiling deck. I mean, I remember, I don't know if you were, did you go to the worlds where Bastion won, where almost everybody played agents?
I did not.
Yeah, that was the fact that agents was like the best deck, and it was a very high skill deck. But I mean, everybody played it. It was just really surprising. I mean, Shadows was just the card at that point. And I'm not sure if Matt is in his. Okay, so there's the. Oof, that's a huge card for Bill to lose off the top.
Oh, yeah, Matt's
Matt's cooking.
Matt's had a real hot start.
Yeah.
All right. And we
Yep.
see the Vigo, which I actually like putting the Vigo with Emperor.
Yes, I agree.
Like, you have the sewer, you can go get Shizor back at any point. So letting Bill think there's an opening to go after Shizor and making sure the Emperor stays alive, because the Emperor's a little harder to redeploy at a battleground, a little harder to do something with, is hard. And you just saw
Mhm.
the like, I'm going to deploy him, then I'm going to shadows for the card. Then that's what I was talking about with
The deck manipulation.
the
Yeah.
deck manipulation. I'm looking at my deck, I'm figuring out what I want to do, and go. And it looks like, yeah, between the Vigo and the pullable site might have been in his force pile
Yeah.
last turn, which created some of the slowdown. But
But at
he's
the
still
same
going to
time,
get the.
he got the uplink station, it looks like, which was really good. So he was able to move. I mean, it cost him one to move, but now I like him consolidating the characters at the palace because I mean, you move for free to there. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Bill goes gets Unita to get back Ahsoka just because she's so good against EPPs, which unfortunately that's what the majority of the characters are in Agents.
I agree. Dudes with weapons is a big thing in agents. Um, I'm going to disagree. I actually think I would have preferred Matt to keep them separate and keep the pressure on.
Yeah,
Like I
and
was talking
there's
about,
the
you can, yeah, there's the other, those are the two. Like, you can absolutely, if Zero Hour tries to come to Coruscant, that's time they're not setting up Zero Hour,
Mhm.
which is really good for you. And for Zero Hour, like, Bill is not going to set up Zero Hour and have enough to go after Shizor this turn.
No, I don't. Yeah.
So I think I would have tried to press I'm going to deal
Ooh,
2 damage.
I see two hidden weapons in Matt's deck.
That's not a shock at all. And we see the
It's
Boba who
not a
can.
shock. And there's Luke right on the bottom of the deck for Bill.
I like the Boba
Is that a
choice.
Lieutenant Blount as well?
Doesn't surprise me at all. Like, to be able to flip back ISB, heck
Yeah.
yeah. Like, just here, I'm going to bring my ship. I'm going to load it up. I'm going to go to Coruscant and I'm going to flip you back. And now you're going to have to fight me at a non-battleground just to try and do stuff. And while you do, you're not getting guys back. That's perfectly reasonable. And there's Zuckus and Forlom in the Mist Hunter with the double back pull. I don't know if everybody's watching. If you're watching Matt's hand, he's using the Cloud City V Boba Fett,
Yes.
which is really good because it allows him to also just go get the hidden weapons. Like that once per battle, once per game battle, if he doesn't have the hidden weapons, you're just like, oh, well, here's Boba. I'll put a, 4 or 5 back, whatever the capture is, and go get hidden weapons to increase my chances and do naughty things. I like that play a lot, actually.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So,
Like normally you'll see like Boba Fett Bounty Hunter, but the fact that everybody's been running uh perimeter scans lately kind of makes
yeah.
sense.
I'm a little surprised not to see Boba Fett with gun, the new virtual Boba Fett with gun who does the capture and hit
Yeah.
and can't be deflected and everything else. But I like Cloud City Fett there. So,
So I
and we
have
are
them.
seeing Bill goes for the flip. He spreads everybody
Yeah,
out,
I don't mind that at all.
which I think is exactly what you want to do. It just reiterates, I think Matt could have played the I'm gonna push one more damage through by keeping them separate.
Hmm.
And Zero R puts a lot of cards on tables. Zero R uses a lot of cards. Just continuing to push damage through when you can is pretty effective.
Yeah, and Bill set himself up really well. He's got Kanan at the Jedi Temple. The fact that Ezra's at his roost, so he's fully immune to attrition. Zeb draws Destiny because of the sight, so even if you like cancel his game text or anything, he's not gonna really do anything. Sabine's just good, and this is where I would want to get the Ahsoka back because, like I said, Sabine and Ahsoka. I'm gonna say this: after playing them on Gemp, are just busted together.
Oh, they're very good. And there's another This Is Our Rebellion. So
And
Matt does not pay 2 to sense it, which I don't hate, but I feel like you might want to grab that unless you're thinking of grabbing other stuff.
um,
The Bill allowing Bill to filter the top 4 forever is just
annoying.
you can't do that. Like,
And honestly, I would actually throw Ahsoka to if you can get her back. I'm throwing her down to Tarkin Town because during deploy phases, she can move to either Ezra's or Sabine's site.
I don't
Like,
think Bill's getting her back. I think Bill
Bill, you
is,
make me sad.
if he was going to get her back, he would have done it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
agree.
think
I agree.
he's
I agree.
Ahsoka's good, but I think he's going to save Walkling for a
Well,
Phoenix Squadron member.
I'm not saying Walkling. I'm saying you have. Does he have the Unita? Like, if he
Oh,
had Unita, I'm putting that on the table, grabbing her back.
okay. Yeah. He might not have thought of that. He might not have. I mean, he might not have Unita. I'd be a little surprised, but like,
Yeah.
and again, he may just be valuing the Phoenix Squadron guys higher than Ahsoka. At the end of the day, Ahsoka's cute with the immune to permanent weapons, but the flip side of agents saying your attrition is +1 for every agent in the battle, her immunity is not very big.
No, but I mean, she does subtract, and then like I
Yeah.
said with Sabine now. So if Sabine's with Ahsoka, you're subtracting, and your destiny's +1.
Oh no, she's
So
a very good card. Don't I'm absolutely not, saying she's not worth keeping in the deck and putting in a deck. I think Bill might have made a decision that she's not as important to his end strategy of winning the game.
okay, so we
And
do have an
Matt's got a
update.
whole bunch of dudes in his hand. I see Mara, I see Iggy with gun. That's going to be interesting. There's the Boba with
Yeah,
hidden
IG-88
weapons.
Sam, like his hand's really loaded.
His hand is stocked.
Okay, so we do have an update regarding one of our matches. Joe Olson advances over Phil Asen.
Not a huge shock. Joe's on a revenge tour because some commentator who will remain nameless kept giving him a "What have you done for me lately?" So, just like to point out, Joe, I never said anything of the sort. I still respect you as a player, and you don't need to be mad at me when we play next time and beat me even worse. Just go after Dan. All right, so Matt's got a pile of cards to work with, a pile of dudes in hand.
Yeah.
Bill's got to have a bunch of answers in terms of senses and whatnot. What did he transmission terminated? What did he just kill?
He lost it to the ping.
Or he just lost it to the
Yeah,
ping.
yeah.
Okay. So I was a little surprised, and maybe it's just the cards didn't line up to see Bill not go to space yet. Like spreading wide on the ground when you put out battle plan already,
Mm-hmm.
you're not paying for all those drains.
You might.
You're not paying 12 to drain for 7.
It's more than that. It's 8.
No, because the first, oh yeah, it's 8, right? There's the 2/2 site. I'm like, the first one's not plus, even then, you're not paying 12 to drain for 8.
You might pay like 6 to pay for 4.
Maybe. That's, I would be surprised. So Matt's in the tank right now. I mean, he's doing his force pile look, I think, and he's got that giant hand. Let's see which way he goes with this. Like the biggest upside of the Boba Fett is if he spreads out a little bit before he starts those battles, he's going to know exactly what destiny he wants to draw for that hidden weapons. So he can battle into just, hey, I know what I'm drawing. Here's the hidden weapons. This is going to capture you. And Bill can only subtract once from a destiny. Like he'll do a -4, but like you throw down IG-88, you know you've got a destiny that captures Zam. Do you subtract from the capture? At which point, all right, Matt says, fine, we'll each lose the guy to battle destiny. And by the way, now I wreck the rest of your table.
Yep, there's Marjade coming down in front of Zeb.
Zeb, yeah, not Zam. Zam's in his hand.
Matt's going to use shadows to draw a card, so he knew what card he wanted. I'm a little interested to see that he didn't do the shadows ping, but okay, Jango Fett going down in front of
he decided he knew what card he wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And giving up the ping was worth it to make sure he got that card. That tells me it's a real good card.
Yeah, I think it was the Django that he just dropped down.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Django
going down as well. This tells me again he's got the he's got a hidden weapon, so he's either gonna capture or make Kanan go lost.
That could just be a this way I draw 2 destiny against Kanan.
That too.
Like,
but I'm saying like that's a really good card, and I don't think you can use the objective to subtract from the hidden weapons destiny.
You cannot. Oh yeah, you're right. Django can be targeted by hidden weapons. I'm like, he's not Boba Fett. Then he'd have to deploy Boba Fett. It was a long day yesterday.
Kathleen hasn't better from you, sir. And Jodo Cast coming down as well. Oh my gosh.
Hidden weapons is unique, I believe.
Huh?
I said hidden weapons is unique, I believe.
I don't think it is.
Well, we're gonna go look. I'm just pulling up.
I was gonna say, let me pull up this handy dandy website, Scomplink. Or if I wanted to, I could use my phone to pull up Comlink, which is a wonderful app that you can just search for.
Hidden weapons is unique.
Yeah.
Comlink is outstanding. Because I have an iPhone and am one of those people, use the Holocron app that Lee Edwards built and won an advocate award for last year. And there's definitely spots where I've been like, what can I do with this? And pulled it up and used it. And that's the kind of stuff that keeps this community super active and vibrant, is people are just like, hey, I want to make something happen. So they make it happen. So now Matt's only got a couple force left. So he's going to battle in a couple spots here. And let's see what Bill's got to respond. Like, are you going to be doing the dodge away dance or?
You almost have to
Oh,
think he's going to have some sort of response here. Okay, there's the hidden weapon.
oh, Bill paying to sense the
Hear
hidden
me, baby.
weapons.
Hear me, baby says no hidden weapons for you, sir.
It wasn't Hear Me Baby was the draw. He
Oh,
paid
he
two to
sensed it.
stack the sense. That was
So he
why
paid his own two to
he
stack the sense to cancel the hidden weapons. That's
so that was why he did not. So we've got the total battle destiny. The total attrition is
uh
still going to be 6. Oro's a 4 because of
no,
quietly.
yeah, or it's a 4, but then it's a barrier, so it's 8.
But I think Bill subtracted.
No, because
So it
I
goes
mean, if he
back to
did,
4. The thing is, if he subtracts, he dropped it to 0. That second 4, you then add 2 from the objective.
oh
So he
yeah,
still breaks Kanan's immunity. We'll see, I think, if he subtract or not. If he did subtract, I expect we'll see a battle against Zeb. If he did not subtract, I think you wait on Zeb.
and Matt
Because we
didn't
got
lose anything.
um Bill drew a 1.
No, he drew Yoda.
Oh yeah, so Bill drew a 4. Matt's got to lose something. Is he just deciding what to lose?
No, Matt should have lost first because he initiated the battle.
Yeah, but if Bill's definitely going to lose Kanan, it doesn't matter functionally. Like nothing changes with who he chooses to lose.
It kind of does because, like, say if you lose Kanan, like if you lose Django first, and he comes down with like another Kanan, you're only getting one destiny. But if you lose the Doctor E, and
Oh
he
no,
can't,
I
like, there's
it.
some nuances.
I know it matters who he loses, but in the sense of if he loses before Bill
Um,
says, "Yeah, Kanan
well, no,
dies."
because that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to, like, you're giving up information. Like, if Bill just goes, "Oh, I'm going to lose the Kanan," like I know he has to lose it, but I mean, there's some like there are little nuances to it.
Yeah, I think you might be
Reading the
overthinking
things,
that. Yeah, I think you might be overthinking that because there's no way. Like,
I got very little sleep last night, so
all right,
because I was
uh,
excited for today.
so was I. Actually, amusingly enough, we finished up yesterday. I justified ordering Grubhub because I was just beat, you know. And so ordered my favorite Thai food. It was spectacular. Sat on the couch for a little while, watched a little bit of the replay of the men's basketball game. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think I can go to sleep yet. And I came downstairs and I played a couple games on Gemp in the 500K Retro League just so I could finish up my 10 games in that. So after streaming 8 games of Star Wars and talking to you for 10 plus hours, I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like I should play some more Star Wars.
Okay, so Matt goes ahead and consolidates everybody over at the Ezra Roost, which I do like that because it is a drain of 2 site. He gets the Force Lightning, and he's just going to cycle that Force Lightning with the objective, like for the rest of the game.
Yep. And he threw you 3PO down at the 2-2. So Bill could pay 3 to drain for 1 here, but like
Yeah, I'm not
Matt
doing
did a
it.
pretty good job. And Matt, if you watch Matt's hand, Matt's still got a pile of dudes.
Yeah.
Like Matt can just wait for the next spot. Bill says, all right, I want to put, Kanan or whoever. I'm going to put Kanan at the 3-1 again.
Matt's
And
just
Matt
like,
can
oh, here's your
be,
Hera and your Ghost.
yeah.
Yep, Kanan going back down, so it's gonna go down for 4.
So Kanan, Hera and the Ghost being in there is a little surprised Bill's not. He's got the get to your ship or
Yeah,
this is
he
my
does it.
ship.
He just wanted to get Kanan out first.
Okay. I'm like, you need space right now. If for nothing else, then just so you're not paying to drain.
Yeah.
So I do think he needs to back Hera up with someone though,
Agreed.
because
Oh,
you
I
know,
agree.
just because without Matt's got the Zuckuss and Forlom and Mist Hunter.
And he's got the Falling's Fist as well.
And Hera doesn't draw.
There's Ray.
The only character Hera draws against in that deck that could come to space would be Mara, and Mara's not going to space. So there's Ray. Solid
I mean,
ad.
technically, you could put the Emperor up in space.
Yeah, I mean, I said reasonably. And if you're playing Agents of the Black Sun and you put Emperor in space, lots of things have gone wrong.
You're not wrong.
I don't know what you've done, but you should feel bad and you should apologize to the designers for what you did.
Both the Cypher and the PC.
Like, I can give you Bill's number. You should call him and personally apologize for doing something so terrible to his beautiful game.
Now, I will say for Matt, I like the idea of maybe going with the Falling's Fist to Coruscant. Make sure you hold that system. That way you're draining for free. And then, honestly, spread with like the Zuckuss and Forlom and Mist Hunter.
So I don't hate that plan. My concern with it, for lack of a better term, is you don't want to just load the Falling's Fist up, and you're going to have to do something with it, because once you put it there, Coruscant's a battleground. Yeah. And now Bill can just move the ghost over there, and now it's now you got to worry.
So first of all, the Falling's Fist is not going to make Coruscant a battleground. You have to have a Black Sun agent up there. So,
but you're not putting the empty Falling's Fist up there without an agent to make it a battleground.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done it before just to get it out of my hand.
Okay. Do I need to give you Bill's number so you can call him and apologize?
No, because Bill was not part of the design team for Falling's Fist. But I'm saying I've done it before just so I can set up in space.
Yeah. But the downside is if you put that up there without a good plan of how I'm going to reinforce it, and you're not necessarily going to want to reinforce it right now, you want to be taking ground first. Like, if you can take over ground and just tell Bill, fine, you can have that cute little Hera and Rey girl power ship going nuts at Lothal. Like, you don't care. Fine, you can have that. So
and Leia just blanks the entire site.
But like,
it's cute, but I mean, again, if you have breaks the cover of U3PO, but yeah, I mean, if IG-88, Forlom, P-59, any of those coming down,
and we know he's got the IG-88.
Yeah, we know.
Bill's got to know. Like,
Bill's got to know he's got something.
Leia's a cute. It stops the battle for a turn, but like, she's not really doing anything there. And Matt really effectively using double back. I think that's the third dude he's pulled with it.
Yeah.
Or because he pulled Boba, then he pulled Zuckuss and Forlom in this ship. Yeah. And now Dengar with gun. Like,
yeah.
The question is, where is Matt going at somebody right now? Because somebody's going to die.
Hopefully.
Oh, people going to die. So
well, what I was going to say was, no, like, the other thing is, it makes it so that Matt has to deploy characters there. And so he's only got one battleground location covered for shadows right now. So
yeah.
It protects him a little bit from that ping. Now, granted, he's still suffering from the ping with the objective, but I think he can work with that.
Yeah, the shadows ping being protected for a turn is fine. Like, unless Matt says, hey, the card I want is deep enough, I can go IG there, Zam in front of Zeb. Mm-hmm. Now I'll shadows ping you for one, and now I'll, either blow out your, probably blow out your roost, and then just trade Zam for Zeb and call it a day. Like, there's a lot of things that can go on there.
Sorry, I just heard a really weird noise coming from my neighbor's car pulling out. Sounds like they need to get their car checked.
So, the one thing I love and hate about Agents as a commentator, you can do lots of interesting things, but there's a lot of turns and spots where you and I got to fill a lot of talking space because there's just thinking time.
I
This
mean,
isn't
yeah,
it's not a just slam cards down, make stuff happen. That there's a
it's not
lot of
it's not hunt
deep
down, it's not
thinking.
Hitco. This is thinking bands. I want to play star manipulation wars.
No, and I agree, and I love it, and I'm, you know, all about it, and I'm super happy with it. It's just, yeah, there's definitely going to be spots that are just a little slow in the way this goes. So Matt did deploy IG-88 with gun. Like, there's so many things he could do right now. It's just a question of what he wants to do. If he wants to just go to space to get a foothold,
I don't
I
mind
could
it.
I could see Zuckus to Mandalore.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like Zuckus to
bit,
Mandalore, maybe the Falling's Fist to Coruscant. Establish yourself up there. You've got multiple battlegrounds. Like all you honestly right now, the fact that he's got evasion in his hand, I think we saw a barrier in there. Maybe
no,
not.
we don't. That's actually would be my biggest concern is there's no barrier. He's got the
Okay.
Shizor's bounty, but he doesn't have a barrier. He doesn't have a way to stop. Now, the upside is Bill doesn't have 0 hour space is predicated on holding Lothal, not necessarily being able to deliver a ton of power on an attack. But at the same time, if you just leave Zuckus home, sitting alone, and Bill says, "Hey, here's a wild card, here's a random pilot, I'm gonna add 4 to my battle destiny," you're getting blown out.
Well, I mean,
And that would be my
even
concern. Without barriers and without knowing if he's got a way to go get to a barrier, I don't know if I
well,
think I'm still willing to just fine. You can have your drain in space. I'm gonna go after you on the ground. Does Sabine draw? Oh yeah, that's new Sabine. She
she's a four.
draws. She's a
She's
high
a
enough
four
ability.
four five that does a lot.
I wonder because she's at the 2/2 if we're going to see something like Dengar plus 4 or Dengar plus Boba in front of her and go get he's got the second hidden weapons in hand and just go get it. So I still think I would spread, especially with the Shizor's bounty you're sitting on, I would move Shizor over and try and double up that ping.
And that's the other thing. Like if he goes with the Falling's Fist to Coruscant, even if it's not a battleground, it's a drain of 2 at the uplink station.
Yeah, you're not paying a drain. You're using that force to go after
I'm saying
Bill
like with the
and
you throw
run
down
Bill's
the
guys off
Zuckus
the
and
table.
Forlom to Mandalore, so you have a battleground system. You throw the Falling's Fist to Coruscant. It's not a battleground there, but then you're getting a drain for 2 from the site.
But that's
As a lot of
basically
force, just a
all of
drain for
Matt's
2.
force. Yeah, that's all of Matt's force this turn. And then he doesn't contest 0 hour at all on the ground. And on the ground is where he needs to contest 0 hour. Like if Matt ends this game saying, "I never put anybody in space and I finished paying to drain for, drain all over Lothal, well, Bill drained for 1," Matt's going to be super happy. The space is significantly lower priority here, I think. I think you go hard to Lothal and your goal is take everybody out. So make positive character trades, and especially when you've got like hidden weapons and stuff, I think that's the key. Because like Dengar plus Boba, hidden weapons on Sabine, now you've got the 2/2. And then you battle at the roost, and you're going to clear the roost. So the only killer here is I don't know how many cards Matt's got in his reserve deck. We're not
Yeah,
getting a Gemp count where I can be like, all right, well, he's not
yeah.
bad,
His reserve deck doesn't look like it's huge. Like I would say maybe 5 6, just because of how
So
the shadows.
so you plan to hidden weapons. There's one. If you want to battle at the roost, you're gonna swing, you're gonna
You're gonna
IG
swing IG
and your battle
hidden
destiny. So you're
weapons.
up. up to at least 5. You're only hidden weaponing once because it's unique, but you're up to at least 5 draws you need.
I'm saying like you could hidden weapons. I would say you hidden weapons Ezra, and you try to capture Leia, so she's just gone.
And that's where I'm saying I think you do. I think you do Boba and um Dengar somebody else somewhere else. I don't
Yeah,
think you worry
I
about the
agree.
hidden weapons at the Roost because Bill Burnt is quite a mercenary getting rid of U3PO, which means the swing is going to hit unless Bill subtracts 4, at which point you're like, okay, well, then IG's shot is going to hit.
Yeah, but IG shot only captures, so you can't like Doctor
You're
E won't
great
come
with
into play.
capture. Oh, you're absolutely
Oh my
ecstatic
gosh,
if you
Matt is
capture.
just loading up on that site, and
Matt says, do you have a Hujix? I
oh
don't
my
think you
gosh,
do.
that's a card we haven't seen yet.
Oh my God, that's the new
It's Gortosh,
Gamorrean.
Gornash, Gore
Eh,
something. It's
let's
Gore,
see. Gore.
Gore
Gore
Korash.
Koresh. Your mercenaries are
He is
power
a
plus
Destiny
1.
3, Power 3, Ability 2, Bison, Gambler, and Information Broker. Your mercenaries are Power plus 1 here. Opponent may not cancel your Battle Destiny draws where you have a gangster or a non-maintenance cost bounty hunter. Works with, so that's one of the other reasons why we probably see Boba Fett V. When deployed, may deploy a mercenary here.
So interestingly enough, he works just fine with Boba Fett with Broken
Gun.
Fett. Well, he works just fine with Broken Fett as long as you have a non-maintenance cost bounty hunter with him as well. So
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you go Gar, Broken Fett, and Aura Singh, you're still getting 3 battle destinies that can't be canceled. So that's we got a whole pile there, and I think he is just putting Bill on that. There's the Hear Me
Yeah.
Baby to cancel the hidden weapons. And
Okay.
we see that grabbed, although do you really want to grab that? You've lost both your hidden. How many hidden weapons are you running? You've lost 2 of them now.
No
So
escape is a thing.
yeah, but not right now. Like Bill's gonna drain next turn before you can deploy no escape. Like those are gone. So now does Bill have a Hujix? There's a dodge to try and reduce the draws. So those are both zeros. So Bill says, well, I'm going to have all my forfeit. And at this point, my guess is Bill's going to add 4 to the battle destiny just to
To get rid of some people, yeah.
try and kill 2 things because Matt's going
That's a
hard.
stack and a half.
That is that's a whole pile of dudes. There's the 4 with the IG-88. So yep, Bill's going to have to subtract from it or Leia's going to get captured.
Yeah.
So and he must have subtracted from it. There's the Ray. He's just grabbing that card with Ray. There's 2 battle destinies because of IG.
And that's a Destiny 7, I believe.
For Bill, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 7. So if he can't add 4 to it, so the 7 goes through. That might end up just being Mara.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you kind of go, all right,
I would
well,
say maybe Mara and Zam. Like I would say maybe Zam, so you can get that force pile pull.
if you lose Zam, you got to lose a second guy.
I know, but I mean that stack's pretty large.
Yeah, but being able to just lose Mara and keep your stack in play while you cost Bill both his guys seems real good. And now does Bill also have to lose some force? Like that's what I'm wondering. I'll be honest, I can't do the math on all this. Okay, looks like he is losing some force as well. There went the Hujix.
That's a lot of force he just lost.
Wow,
That is a lot of force.
that was a pile of force right there. That's what I mean. That was what Matt wanted to make happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So he said, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I don't and there goes Walkling to get back, Rebel Princess Leia. Okay. Like
Wow.
that's fine. That's a lot of.
Bill went from not in a terrible situation to, oof.
I mean, Bill's still in a possible.
He's in the game. I'm not saying he's not in this match. I'm not. What I'm saying is that was a lot of cards.
Oh, apparently there was a miscount somewhere on the force, as Bill had to lose 2 more
Oof.
to that battle.
Gore Crash.
Could be.
I
I'm
mean,
not
are they
sure.
mercenaries?
That's too many cards for me to try looking up right now. That's just. I love all our viewers. I love everyone who's here. I don't have it in me to be like, let me try digging about 17 things.
So just for information, nobody there is a mercenary.
So Gore was just he's got some power. There's not, now you got me wondering how many actual mercenaries there are. More
For Dark Side,
contains.
16.
But who are they? Anyone of
Abyssin,
note? Berg,
Anti-Operative, Berg,
Fennec
Seven,
Shand.
Fennec Shan, Grumgar, who sees some play. Oh, I'm sorry. 15, because for some reason when I typed up the mercenary in lore, it brought me up the intruder missile as well. Jabba,
Yeah, I only
Alpha
have
Operative,
like 9.
Lieutenant Shekel, Lorraine Karn, Lin May, Mayo.
Shekel would not be a mercenary. Shekel is the brother of a famous mercenary. He would not be a mercenary on his own.
Trivia question opportunity.
Because
Well, I
actually, that's
ruined
what I
it,
want
Jared. I'm sorry.
to.
Oh, and apparently Ponda Bava's holdout blaster is not a mercenary. It's a
And neither is Tequil, the interrupt.
you don't know if Tequila is actually the character in the
Yeah,
picture. Not
that's
the I mean it's not a
I
character card
I joked once with somebody.
until we virtualize Tequila and make it into a character.
So I was having this discussion online in a local toy group where someone showed Jasper character, like a toy, and they're like, I wonder how they came up with this name. So I get to do the whole like, that name actually is from the Star Wars game named after Jerry Darcy's cat Jasper, because Decipher got to make up all these names.
Yeah.
And like, one of the first or early dates I went on with my wife, we watched Star Wars together, and I named all the dudes in the cantina because of
How are
my
you
all the
married?
time. I'm still not
How,
entirely
how are
sure.
you married?
Like,
How are you married with kids?
it was not as big of a turn on as I thought it would be when I did it, but somehow she still married me over it. So yeah, I don't know exactly how that worked, but it's amusing when you think of our game brought a lot of these characters. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at the old characters like Oromarco, I had an Oromarco toy when I was a kid. You know what the Oromarco toy name was?
Prune face.
Prune Face. Like,
Yeah.
Lucas didn't name these guys. Kenner and Mattel didn't name these guys.
The Cypher
Like,
did.
we did. Decipher did.
1994, 1995. These characters did not have names until 1994, 1995, people.
Yeah. Like, it's just awesome.
It is. But I mean, it's funny because my brother-in-law, my sister's first date with him, messages me up and was like, I need Star Wars information to impress this guy. And now he's married. Like,
See, I'm saying
yeah.
that's maybe that was the it. Maybe that was it. Jared, aren't you supposed to be playing in Constellation before you retire? Why are you watching us?
Uh,
What are we?
he misses your pretty face.
I understand. Sometimes I look in a mirror just because of how handsome I am. But do we know how many people are playing Constellation and Retro?
I don't know.
Like, I know Johnny and his son are playing Retro, and
Looks like there's 19 people for the consolation. For the retro, there is currently 4, not
Okay.
Benji.
Not Benji. He decided
Not
not to.
Benji. Not Benji. Once Dad decided to take over and take control of the retro, I think Benji was like, "You got this, Dad." No, it's Eric Hunter, Joe Horby, Brian Avery, and Johnny Chu in the retro. For the consolation,
That is
Benji
a
is playing in the consolation though.
that is a stacked retro. I'll be honest. Like
Oh, that retro. I wouldn't go near that with a 10-foot pole.
Joe Hornby is. How did we get into this mess on GAMP HD? Whatever the rest of that acronym is.
Yeah.
And he's won a couple of the big retro events. He's very good player.
Eric
Eric
Hunter,
Hunter, Johnny
really good
Chu.
player.
I don't think I need to say anything else about either of them.
Frodo loves retro. Like that's his bread and
And
butter.
Frodo's not a bad player at all. Like
No,
I don't
he's a
know.
good retro player. Like I 100% think he's a really good retro player. And some guy named Johnny Chu.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the Chu name. I don't know if he's really got any.
I've heard it when we talk about Benji. I don't know who this Johnny guy
Yeah,
is. Is it his brother, his father?
it's so nice. Benji brings his dad to these events, and they have this bonding moment together, even though dad's maybe not the best player. So Benji keeps him around so they get that shared time. It's great.
Yeah. No, but Bill took like I want to say I think it was at least like 12, 13 in overflow. It was a lot.
Yeah, Bill took a beating early, but like
Bill took
this
a
is
beating like
where
my knees take a beating when I run.
this is going to start to even out quick though because he's going to drain for 8.
Yeah. And you start at the 2-2 and then you
Yeah,
just maneuver the drains
because that way
away.
you don't have to worry about any of
Yeah.
the. That could be about right, Matt. 16 plus hand wouldn't shock me, and Matt's I think got a little more force than that, but peeling 8 to that drain.
Matt's put a decent amount on the table. And we
Yeah,
already saw like the
I
Falling's fist is gone. So I think Matt is going to try and rely on more of like a beatdown to Bill's. I'm trying to keep a guy around and drain.
I was a little surprised Matt did not move some guys over. Like I kind of expected to see Matt split that pile and move a couple of them over in front of Zeb. If for no other reason than next turn you can get a Shadows ping and you can create a problem. And Bill says, fine, now I'm going to Coruscant, which is, we knew that was a possibility. Like you can go to Coruscant. Now you just got to go take care of Luke. The one thing Bill has not done yet is deploy in front of an agent where Matt could have used that Shizor's bounty. Like, and I'm not sure he's going to for the rest of the game.
No, I wouldn't. Like, I think that's
So
one
I
way
was a
for
little
Bill.
surprised Matt didn't Shizor's bounty Leia. Like simply to have it in play, get that ping retrieval, and do it.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be too many turns that happens. So
So,
but
quick update. Greg Shaw has defeated Chris Goglin in game 1 by 15. Greg had 21 in his life in his lost pile to Chris's 36.
okay.
And we have a judge call.
Ooh. Ruh-roh. Who did what where? Are we asking a hypothetical? We don't know. That's the one thing
But
I am sad about not having the sound sometime.
I was going to say we need a sideline reporter.
Yeah, I agree. We should right here is Hall of Famer Chris Schoenthal headed over to
I don't
judge
know.
call
I
the
can't. Are we sure that's Chris?
I'm pretty sure it is. It definitely looks
Maybe it's
like,
a Garrett Larson clone. I can't tell. Like the beards look the same.
yeah, it's we do have a similar facial profile. So um and it looks like Chris said wait on the answer and he's coming back. So we got a
Yeah.
sip of coffee and everyone's
Just looking to see if we have any other further updates on any of our other games. But I will say, looking at the consolation, I know people are interested in that. We talked about the retro format. But as for the consolation, some of the highlights, Chris Westergaard versus Mike Danbois, and Nick Sweetle, your boy, versus Chris Kelly. Lodge Pog versus Logan, who at one point was 5-0 yesterday, and unfortunately just barely missed it by going 5-3.
I mean, he did have to finish against Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame as he
I don't.
went.
All I'm hearing are excuses, excuses, excuses.
He
He
went
beat Greg
Joe,
Shaw.
yeah,
I
and
think
then
at one point.
he went Joe Olson, Greg Shaw to finish, and all three of them have been playing Star Wars cards since before Logan was born.
Yeah,
And like, I'm, no shame for Logan in those losses. He played outstanding, and
and
Greg is currently occupied by
Logan
a
was.
retro nudge question. What the?
Yeah, that's
I'd say more, but
it's Nugis. I mean, are
my
you
ret-
surprised?
my
It's
retro deck used nudges.
Nugis.
So
Uh, so just to round out, so Logan was our ninth seed after yesterday. He was the highest 5-3. So, props to him. Yeah, I agree, Matt. He is due. Other players who went 5-3 include Casey, Johnny Chu, Eric Hunter, Chris Werfs, Joe Horby, AJ Hatum, and Mike Danbois. Uh,
Joe Harvey doing work
Doing
in
well,
open.
yeah.
Good for him. I mean, I played him a couple times in the OCS, and he's got decks that he's done pretty well in it. Yeah, Matt, that's about right. I think the amount of cards left is pretty similar, and Bill spreading there on Coruscant, flipping him back. I think Bill's got the
Yeah.
advantage right now.
I think, yeah.
I do think Matt made a mistake not spreading a little bit on Lothal when he had the chance. Like, I think he should have spent the force to split that beat squad and force Bill to do something there. There are times where, and we talked about it, yesterday and in other games, like there are times where sometimes you just play a little too passive and you're a little too worried about like, oh, they could blow me out. And sometimes you have to just, say, all right, well, if I play this super passively, I probably lose a close game. If I play it more aggressively, I can win. And sometimes you just gotta, what would Batmouse do? Batmouse would make him prove the card.
Speaking
Sometimes
of
you just gotta say,
Batmouse, speaking
make
of
him prove it.
Batmouse, good friend of the show, helped design the Gem PC, member of the Gem team. So if you're looking to get out there and play Star Wars CCG for free, make sure you guys go out and sign up for a free Gem account. It is the best way to play Star Wars besides being in person. Like I said, it is free. All information can be found on the Star Wars CCG website. Or you just go to gemp.com. I think it's like literally, if you just type into a Google search Star Wars Gemp, it will take you right there. Sign up. There's free decks on there already. You can play retro, you can play sealed, you can play open, you can play the decks. Well, seriously, once James Martin and his teams takes a look at all the deck lists, they'll be posted onto the forums, they'll be posted onto the main site, and boom, you can play a deck that you like that you see today.
There are currently on a Sunday, I mean, Sunday morning in the US, obviously some of our comments and stuff are a little US centric because that's where
A little
we're
bit.
from. Currently on a Sunday morning in the US, there are 2 games going on camp and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open to be played in different formats all over the place. Like it is an amazing resource for people to just, hey, I want to play cards and take advantage of it. Like
And
it's free, it's rules enforced. You can use all of the cards. It's not a like, oh, I
mhm.
can only use the cards I have. Sold my cards years ago, whatever. Like you can play anything you want and it's a blast. And I joked about it the start of this. I streamed a bunch of games yesterday and I relaxed a little and then I came back downstairs and I'm like, I'm not quite ready for bed yet. And I played a couple more games of Star Wars because Gemp makes it so easy to just fire up a game and go. And that's part of, if you watched this yesterday, you heard a lot of our chat. That's also part of what are the Prime subscriptions help
Oh, and
pay
we got
for.
action going on right now. Matt
I
disrupts
saw,
Aura Sing with Blaster Rifle in front of Luke. Luke swings and hits Aura. Matt draws a 5 for his Battle Destiny.
which is enough to kill
It's going to kill Luke.
Luke. Now, how much force is he losing to do it, though?
It doesn't matter. He has the Gick. So that's going to flip him
Okay.
back. Luke does go to the lost pile.
All
So
right. Yep.
this
He
is
had the
where I think
gig.
if you're Bill, you either, if you have the Unitai, you get it so you can get Luke back. If Walkling is still in play, you put it out of play
He
to get rid of
used
Luke.
Walkling to get Leia back. Walkling is out of play. And now Matt did the Zuckuss to Mandalore. Now he's spreading out a little bit and saying, okay, well, you're going to drain for 6, but I'm going to start doing stuff too.
Yeah.
Um,
He blocks the drain at the at Tarkin Town.
Anakin's going to be a problem though. Like I almost,
Anakin's a big problem.
I almost want to move Shizor and the Vigo, and just okay. If I lose Shizor, that's what I'm using the sewer for is to go get him back. But then I'm costing you Anakin to do it, and I take
Well, I mean, are you going to lose
Coruscant. Like,
Shizor because Bill's not getting any Destiny there right now?
yeah, but Bill's going to have another character.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
He's only got 4 cards in his hand.
And again, it falls into what we talked about. Make him prove he can do it.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have
That
to do
mouse is
this.
sitting
So
at home in California. If he's not sleeping, he's like thinking to himself, I should make them prove that they can do it. Because that's like his saying. Like
that's going to be Batmouse's newest shirt is make him prove it.
that's
So
gonna go on his tombstone.
one thing I did notice that we didn't really point out that Zam Wessel is the border breaking foil that you got for participation in some event. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I've talked about this before. I stream events, I go to events, I play events on Gemp and stuff. I don't know what prizes I'm getting. I just get the occasional box from Jared and get happy because hey, I get cards. Cool. Like shiny things
Yeah.
make me happy. I'm not
Yeah.
doing these for the prizes particularly, but that border breaking, we've started doing those in occasional with some of the graphics cards. And God, those are pretty.
I mean, I love the horizontal like effects that we've seen. For example, I know that the graphics team has made a horizontal Rebellions Are Built on Hope is a really good one. With the X-Wings flying across the water. Like that is beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's big props to Greg, who stepped in as one of the go-tos for the graphics team. He's been a huge part of that team. We did see that Matt went ahead and blocked the drain over at the Jedi Temple, but I think if you're Bill, you just did 6 points of damage. Like we said, Bill is
Yeah.
not out of this. Like he's getting to the point where he's What chance we have? Thank you, Jared. And if you're driving home, please do not text and drive, Jared. But
And Jared's also like, Sam was the Jawa Cup. How do you guys not know all these things? Like, Jared,
I know there's just
I am not that smart. Like, let's be entirely honest. I just played cards. So we see Luke come down with Kanan,
and it's Master Luke.
and we didn't see
You know what that means?
I'm sure it's Master Luke V.
I would hope so. But more importantly, well, like if Luke's not there, like if Luke's it flips him back, but I mean, that's some good protection there.
Well, Master Luke only works when he's alone.
Yeah,
so he does get the Destiny right now.
Right now.
Against
but he like we said,
both of them.
He can subtract 4 from it. We did see the ghost move over as well,
which makes a ton of sense.
Bring the 2 at Mandalore. So I mean, we're looking at Matt doing 2 points of damage right now, but 3 with Shadows the Empire.
Here's the thing, though, with moving away from Lothal, Matt can flip him back.
Yes.
And I think you have to, and especially Bill uses This Is Our Rebellion, and it's all red cards. Like, I think you have to. I'm not even sure you necessarily
This Is Our
battle
Rebellion,
Luke.
plays This Is Our Rebellion, gets an Ascension Guns into another card he wants.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a little annoying.
But, like, I think if you're Matt here, you just, all right, well, I'll drain. He's got a couple drains going.
Yeah, and he loses 2 Leia resistant transport AIs. That's the important part.
Makes sense. And then I think he shadows ping because you've got multiple battlegrounds.
Okay, he's going to shadows ping.
And then I think you just do a whole bunch of moving. You move Sheezer and the Vigo in front of Anakin. You move Zuckuss to Mandalore. You move that pile in front of Sabine one at a time, because the moment you move to Lothal and then you move the first dude in front of Sabine, you now flip him back. And now Bill's draining for 1 or 2. And like if Bill wants to move around and try and figure out that flip.
Zeb is wide open right now, though.
There's no way Bill doesn't have some sort of protection. Either a dodge or a narrow. Well, you can't dodge. You can't narrow.
You can dodge. You can't narrow.
Okay, dodge is anyone?
Yeah.
That's... There are only, 50 million or, yeah, the dodge, they got to be ability greater than 2 to stop the shot. And there's
Jared,
there's
stop texting while driving.
I'm sure Jared's got, Jared's on the train or something.
There's the dodge. And that's what Matt's checking is make sure you can dodge. You can dodge, but you can't narrow escape.
Yeah. Which is fine. And now, honestly, with that move, you don't even need to move in front of Sabine. Although you can just
miss on her.
I think you still do, just to make it the drain of 1 instead of 2. But you move the moment you move Zuckuss and Mist Hunter, you flip him back.
Yep.
So, and then like I said,
you don't even if you don't do that, even if you move like somebody in front of Sabine, you flip him back.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got
to move Zuckuss anyways.
Yep. There's the Shizor and the Vigo moving, like you said.
Yep.
It's like Matt has you in his ear right now, just like, Garrett, what should I do?
What I'm hearing is Matt, a former world champion, and I have the same thought process, which really doesn't say a lot for Matt.
Kind of scary.
But it does say a lot for me.
Yep.
So now
Zuckuss moving over.
Yep.
And Bill will flip his objective.
And then I expect to see
that's off screen.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a Shadows ping yet.
I mean,
unless there's
Matt doesn't really know what is in his horse pile. So I think he's trying to.
But he also only has 1 card in hand. Like Bill's only got a couple cards. Say I don't know that I love that move of P59. I think
Yep, there's the Shadows Ping.
I would have let P59 YOLO the that site for the drain of 2 because Bill's only got a couple cards. Like you can't come down that hard with literally 1 card in hand. And if he comes down on
Well, the
P59, then
thing is,
he
like, we
can't
don't know
do
what that
anything to
card is
Shizor.
because that's one of the cards that he got with the This Is Our Rebellion and
Yeah.
Ascension Guns. So it could be any card.
Bill's down to single digits in cards, I think.
I want to say both players are like really close.
Yeah.
But Matt, I mean, he's going to drain for 2 here. Or no, he's going to drain for 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which again, I think I would have moved in front of Sabine just to trade make it a drain of 1 instead of a drain of 2.
There goes Imperial Decree AI, which again is a beautiful card.
Yeah, it's our graphics team just does so much amazing work.
And speaking of graphics, again, that is one of the departments of the PC that is currently looking for any kind of volunteers. If you have any significant, or even if you just want to learn how to do what we do to make these cards, these beautiful cards, feel free to message Greg Zinn, message any of the advocates, just saying, hey, I would like to volunteer. I mean, the BC is always looking for volunteers. And I mean, honestly, with the game as it is right now, I mean, this is a great time to volunteer if you're good at programming, if you just want to be a play tester. And there's Ahsoka.
Oh, he did. That was which is fine. Like, okay, so he had an Ahsoka, he had 1 card, but now he's not going to get, he can't add to the Battle Destiny, he can't subtract from.
Well, he's getting a 6.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be +1. It's a 6.
And it's
So,
a 5 for Matt.
and the 6, I think, is just the Vigo.
Yeah.
And 5 is big. Like,
it's just the Vigo and the Anakin.
but it is Anakin.
Huh?
Like, it is Anakin. Like, it
Anakin's not that important.
It's a dude. Like, Matt's in a better position now. Matt knows where that 6 is.
Bill flips back.
Now Bill does, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fine. You knew he was going to. You made that move for the I'll stop him from flipping this turn.
Yeah. I don't think Bill caught it. Like, his objective is off screen right now.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, his objective. No, he's flipped. He has his objective on the border of the don't put any cards here.
The box of the no touching box. Yes.
Which I kind of want to get like a sticker of just like an angry like Keith face, be like disappointed Keith face. We're gonna put it there and be like the box of no cards. Keith Brown, our communications advocate, does a really nice job. Any of those articles that you see on the PC website announcing a future event or a recap of event, Keith and his team create and then put out there for all of us to enjoy.
Bill has 8 cards down and 1 in hand because he just cycled through them with Kanan.
Matt has 11 total.
Yeah, it looks like 10 down and 1 in hand. So this is still a super close game.
This is a super close game. It's going to come down to game 2, which is kind of how it should go.
And ultimately, this is close enough. It's going to come down to game 2.
Bill just lost from his hand. Interesting.
I mean, why not? You're not using it.
Matt
and he goes for the Shadows Ping as well.
Yeah.
So with Bill being flipped back, Matt's going to struggle a little bit here. Like, I think you have to spread a little bit and move. Like, I think you move P59 in front of Zeb. I think you move the pile in front of Sabine. And then I think you have to move Zuckuss away. And I think you might have to move Shizor away. Like, you're still going to eat that drain of 2.
Yeah, you have to move Shizor.
Like, because you can't. The problem is you don't have a way to stop that battle destiny from being manipulated,
Mm-mm.
and that's what you need.
Yeah.
Like if he drew a dark time on his shadows, like then you're battling Ahsoka, I think, just to clear her out. But I think without that, I think you're just moving around here. You're trying to limit the drains, and then you're trying to do your damage back. And that's what you need to do right now. Joe is a very good player. Winning 2 games in 2 minutes sounds like more of a challenge, but I'm not at all surprised. All right, so he's leaving P59 and Dr. E. All right, fine. I would have moved just P59 to save a couple force.
Yeah, and like IG-88 is not really doing anything.
IG-88 does nothing. Like,
Yeah.
why you're not moving IG-88, I don't understand. So he does have a barrier in hand now.
Yeah, but Bill has no cards in
Yeah,
his hand.
Bill's not doing anything
Yeah.
now. He could have used that barrier at other times,
Like, I wouldn't be
like against
surprised to
Ahsoka.
see. Yeah.
Okay, I don't like not moving Shizor,
I mean, it blocks the drain of 2, but that's it.
but you're just going to
You know,
lose Shizor.
Shizor's, I mean,
Although Shizor's not that important right now.
no. And the other thing is, like, if he's tracking around a 6 at this point, because he drew a 6 for Destiny against the Ahsoka and Anakin battle.
Yeah,
If he
his
tracked around
top
that
card is a
6, he can
6.
get rid of Ahsoka.
Well, no, because Bill just subtracts 4 from it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
That's why, like, he's got the 6 right there.
Yeah.
Bill battled at the Roost first. So he had to subtract from the shot. And the Destiny was 5. So Bill's got to lose Kanan at this point.
Did you subtract from the shot?
He had to have. The shot was a 6. The shot was a 6. So if he doesn't subtract from it, somebody died. And it might be one of those where they're not paying attention, but somebody should have died at that battle at the Roost. Somebody on Bill's side.
What did he draw? What did Matt draw for Destiny?
5. He drew Shizor's bounty. Oh, Caesar's bounty's a 3. Never mind. Then they're both immune. Okay.
Oh, shucks. You had me there going there for a second.
I thought it was a 5. I was all sure it was a 5. I'm like, wait a minute, something's going on. But no, it was a 3. So that's why they're both immune. All right. So Matt.
I don't like that Bill has just left Zeb in front of.
With no hand?
With nothing. Yeah.
Since Zeb doesn't draw Battle Destiny there, I think you're just counting on. There's the Shadows ping for 1. And I think you might just.
That's the only damage that Matt was doing this turn.
Yeah. Well, and now he needs to get his battle on.
But where?
You battle Zeb. It's a question of who you drop in front of him, but you battle Zeb.
Well, he's got the ability. I think it's Balatik and Goal Crash scores a 3-2. Balatik is a.
You just got to be able to move. You're going to have to move P59 away afterwards.
Yeah.
So. I mean. Oh, yeah. P59 or IG doesn't do anything. I'm like, shouldn't Bill be on the 0 side? But IG doesn't control.
Yeah. IG-88 just can draw Destiny.
So interestingly enough, I think if Bill would have thrown Probot, I think Bill would have done, or Matt would have done better to throw Probot with IG-88 because that will flip Bill back.
Yeah.
And then Bill can't subtract from the Battle Destiny.
Yeah.
And he might create some over, like Zeb's got, so what is Zeb is
5-2.
He's
5-2 with like
5 and he forfeits for 6.
Yeah.
So you're not overflowing Zeb.
Well, I mean, is his printed value 6 or is it a?
His printed value is 5, and then it's +1
Okay.
with insurrection. So he covers 11. You're not clearing that 11 either
Okay,
way.
so Matt's gonna initiate against Sabine.
All right. I don't think
I don't
Sabine's a.
mind that because that Sabine's immune lesson 3. So that
She's not a
forces
leader.
he draws a 3.
Well, he knows where that. He knew what that
And
was.
no, that's important because he drew the 3 because that's only U3PO.
Yeah, and he didn't. Bill didn't have to subtract from it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying was important.
Yeah.
Yep, there goes Zeb. So now Bill is not flipped back.
Yep. Because
Bill
Sabine still
is still
controls
not
that
flipped
site.
back. So, I mean, this is going to be 4 damage to Matt here.
Yeah.
But again, Bill has no cards in hand. I
And
mean, he can
Bill's only
get one
got
with
like
Ray,
5. Bill's got 5 cards left, I think.
6.
I can't tell if that reserve deck is 2 or 3. So, oh
Well,
yeah,
he's
you're
got
right. There's
4 in
4 and
fourth
2.
pile.
You're
Yeah.
right.
And I
So
think Matt has no hand either now. Matt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, this is going to game 2.
This is gonna be like a 1 or 2
This is
point.
so close.
Yeah,
It's
this
going
is
to game
so
2.
close. I love it. I mean, regardless of who wins this game, holy crap, I love it.
Oh, this has been spectacularly fun to watch. And I don't know what just happened there. I think we just see a concede? Did we?
I don't know.
I'm very confused because it feels like,
Time.
oh, time. Okay.
Time of the
Ooh,
round. And it was on Bill's turn. So
okay. So time, I don't even remember what the differential is for time. It's just cards left, so it's like 6. So Matt needs to win.
yeah.
But like at the end of the day, Matt just needs to win. Matt needs to win game 2. So, and I think Bill was, I don't know if Bill was expecting that game to be that close.
That was impressive.
Yeah, that was very well played, honestly, by both players.
Yeah, no,
I
like
think
both
Matt played very
players.
well. I think there are spots Matt could have pressed damage a little bit more that I would have liked to see. I think Matt played it a little too passively in a couple spots, and that might have made the difference.
Yeah.
But both players played outstanding games, and this was a whole bunch of fun to watch. My guess is they're going to take a couple minutes to know to relax and decompress and figure out okay, how do I want to win my next game? So I think that's probably a good time. I'm gonna go grab a
Yeah.
beverage real
So
quick.
yep, I think we're going to take a little bit of a break. I'll go ahead and put up the room camera so everybody can take a look and see what's going on. In the meantime, go ahead, get yourself some coffee, water, juice, whatever you guys like. We'll be back right after this. We'll give you an update as we get them, Carl. Okay, everybody, welcome back after that little bit of a short break. Uh, and yeah, so we stand corrected. Bill did not win that game by 6 or by whatever. It actually went to time. So after life force counts, after lost pal counts, Matt ended up winning that game by 1, and the lost
Ooh,
pals were 34-35.
yeah,
So
that's close. So now we got Bill again on Revenge of the Sith Vader,
no
and it
surprise.
looks like Matt is on Anakin Saga.
Uh,
I
yes.
mean, that's sure what that start looks like to me.
Yeah, I see the
Oh, and Bill missed a pull.
Bill's been missing pools.
Wow,
I
that's
don't know if it was for the Vader. I don't know. Like, there's the Mustafar system. So it could have been the docking bay, but I doubt it. Looking at his hand, he's got the Colonel Jendon. It looks like he's got another starship. He is starting security precautions over the aim high. I know Bill likes to float 2 aim highs in the deck.
you mean I'm your father?
Yeah, that card.
You seriously had me for a minute. I'm like, he's floating eight.
That's what I do.
I thought he was. I thought maybe he meant secret plans for a second. I'm like, no one puts secret plans in a deck. That's a shield. Like, if you're floating secret plans, you are not in day 2 of a major. Like, so Bill's hand didn't look like it was all that great.
No.
Like,
He
no
is using
Vader, no
Masterful Move.
setup. Yeah, I think the masterful move is just to go get the Gick and cycle, get a 1 out and a 5 in. But he wanted to draw until he found a Vader first, because I think he must have played Count the Vader and realized they were in his force pile, and then there's no reason to risk that. Idea track: Johnny Chu does not need ideas. Do not say things like this. That
I mean,
and
after
Matt
what Johnny did yesterday, I think no, Johnny does not need ideas.
kind of looks like Matt might have a bunch of pullers as well, or he's just trying to cycle what he had because he's dropping the 2 sites. And like, if Matt gets his Jedi Council chamber and stuff all right, is that a home 1?
Yeah, there's the launch of the assault.
All right,
Bill going out and getting the works. I don't know what's going on, but I kind of like this.
that's interesting.
I mean, he's
Not,
got the Walkling. He's got the normal star for Anakin Saga with the best star pilot in the galaxy. He's got the Walkling. He's also got Your Thoughts Dwell on Your Mother. But the fact that he's playing
I
launching the
mean,
assault and home 1,
I kind of
what?
don't hate it.
I
Like,
like it.
you're already going to run some leaderships for Leia,
Are you
so
playing that,
why
Leah?
not? I think you're running General Leia in there.
Maybe General Kenobi?
So then why not use him to go get Akbar as well? And like, now you've got that as a drain 2 system, and it's a pullable system. You can pull launching, you can pull home 1, like, and much like we saw Johnny yesterday at the end in that game with his just kind of funky launching for profundity and stuff. Like, maybe it just works. It's interesting, and that
Um,
doesn't mean it's wrong. Like, it's just we've never seen it before.
yeah. Also, as an update, looks like Brian Fred took down Sam Tsushima in game 1 by 11. Brian had 10 in lost piles and Sam's 20. So we don't know what the matchups are, but
And we
definitely a lot going
know
on.
Joe advanced, and have we heard anything from the Shaw Gogolin? I think
Shaw
Shaw
won
won
game
game
1
one.
by
Okay.
15. Yeah, it stinks when you have this many players of the same team. Like the fact that Phil got paired up against Joe in the first round, that's really stinks because again, they're 2 teammates. I think they would have preferred to play in the finals, but I mean, RNG happens. But like with Sam and against Brian and Chris against Greg, it was going to happen because again, Team 9 Million has 5 people in the top 8.
Yeah, team, everyone's an ally.
Yeah.
But also, like,
And
that talks
we
about how good they've played. Like,
yeah.
let's not minimize the,
Oh
yeah,
no, no.
they play as a team, they play test together, they, go hang out and go axe throwing together according to
Axe
CRG.
throwing.
Yeah, I don't. CRG and I were talking about something. He's like, "Yeah, we've done that before." I'm like, "I am on the wrong team. I didn't know
Yeah,
teams went
can I
axe
get
throwing." So
I
I'm
don't care about Star Wars. I just want to hang out with the people.
yeah. Next major I get out to, I'm gonna declare myself a temporary new ally, simply so I can get involved in the axe throwing part of the day. But like, I'm not minimizing
Yes, thank you. Thank
how
you, idea.
good these guys had to play to do what they did. Like, this is not an easy game, and having teammates to help you play test and stuff is awesome, but there's still,
Temporary ally.
yeah.
Uh, quick update. Looks like we have Greg Shaw advancing over Chris Gogolin.
Okay.
So
And good for him. Like, Greg, you know,
Greg's a good
Greg
guy.
wouldn't mind honestly, Greg and Gogolin are both great guys.
I mean, they're both Hall
Like,
of Famers.
yeah, they're both,
Speaking of which, why don't we do our first trivia question for the day?
all right.
First person in the chat who can name me 5 different members of the Hall of Fame will win a prize.
Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that one. That's my favorite one.
and Pedro Martinez.
Is you want Pedro?
I don't know. My mind
Pedro.
is not on baseball. I was literally just racking my brain, like, who's a baseball guy, dude? So,
Yes, Greg Shaw is the current reigning Continentals champion. As we see, there is a signed C3PO with his parts showing. Bill has the works out.
is it signed or did someone just try and dress 3PO?
I
Because
don't
we don't need
know
his parts showing like that.
what.
This is a family friendly stream. We do not need naked androids.
He's not an android. He's a droid. There's a difference.
Whatever.
Android is half human, half robot. Droids are full robot.
All right,
Matt
whatever.
Thornton says Greg Shaw, Chris Thal, Scotland Grell, Joe Olson, Phil Asen, Idea Track, Joe, Angelo Desai, Menzel, and Wallen. Uh,
Is Phil in the Hall of Fame?
no.
I was gonna say,
Phil
I
is
didn't think Phil
not.
was. Phil did Joe's induction.
Yeah.
I didn't think Phil was actually in the hall.
Nope.
Phil is in my hall of very good. He is always a good player. He's always fun to play against, but I don't know that he's won a lot of big things.
He's won Worlds once over
Yeah.
Johnny Chu, playing TTO, and he lost the purple card early on.
So yeah, I think Idea Track, because Emil's in, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
the rest of them definitely are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Is Chris Menzel in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Okay. That was
If
just
he's not, he absolutely should be. And
I don't know who Manziel is though.
yeah, that's that's
Johnny
the
Manziel.
English spelling.
Looks like Bill gets a character out to the works. Looks like it's Darth Sidious, so
Could be. Yeah, it was Sidious's saber.
Clint Mansell is a great.
I was thinking it was Johnny Manziel. That's
Johnny Manziel is so far away from the Hall of Fame, it's ridiculous.
I think he's in the Texas A&M Hall of Fame or something. Maybe I don't know. Whatever
And
college he went to.
there's Darth Vader,
Yeah, Bill
Emperor's Enforcer,
says,
non-AI coming out from Bill. Bill with no
and
AI.
no Still no, I have your
And
father. Like,
Sidious is moving over.
oh,
Bill threatening a drain of 4, but again, it's a non-battleground.
yeah, there's no way he's getting a drain of 4 there.
You know what would be really good though? What he really should have done? If Bill was playing Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi, he can move from the castle to the Jedi Council chamber and make it a battleground.
Yeah, but he wants to win the game, so he's playing the good Vaders.
I
Zing!
should slap you.
So, no, I'm actually a little more surprised. Like, he still doesn't have the I am your father out.
Yeah,
So Vader's sitting there.
kind of naked.
I'm a little surprised he went for Sidious's saber instead of Vader's saber. Like
Um,
the malediction or whatever gets you I think you can get either saber, can't it?
yeah, it can get you as any saber, but I
So he
also
could have
think
used that for Vader's instead of Sidious's. Because Sidious, a drain of 3 or a drain of 4 doesn't really matter. But either way, I don't think that drain's going to happen because we're going to. Oh, and there's the thrown back and force Bill to use a card. But
yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think whatever Matt's doing, it's going to be well, fine. Here's home 1 plus a pilot to Polis Massa and simple tricks.
Okay, so we have the what the players have played today. So if anybody wants to know what those are, Chris Godlin went ahead and played Hitco and the Walker's Objective. Bill Kafer, obviously on 0 Hour and Revenge of the Sith Vader. Joe Olson going with Hitco and Shadow Collective. Sam Tashima going with Profit and ISB. Oh, that's love. I love that. Jared Napolitano is smiling somewhere right now. CRG is smiling somewhere right now. Phil going with Old Allies and Bring Them Before Me. You know what? Now that I see that, I can understand why Phil scooped to Joe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think Phil was winning either of those games.
Greg Shaw going with Profit and Revenge of the Sith Vader.
A lot of profit
Brian
in day
Fred
2.
going with Old Allies, ISB, and of course Matt Sokol on Anakin Saga and Ages of the Black Sun.
A lot of. I'm not sure. I know New Allies had been working on profit. They've been playing around with it. I'm not super shocked that they
And
went
you know
with
what?
it. I think Matt's just figuring out what he wants to deploy to stick one battleground and
Yeah, Ketwall
do
did.
something.
Ketwall's on the pulse like this weekend. Ketwall going ahead and calling the fact that what the players were going to be playing today. He said he saw a lot of profit coming out, and you know what? Ketwall is like money. Unfortunately, he's not here today to hear me say that. So, for those who have heard me say it, please do not mention it to him. But the fact that there are
Yeah.
2 profits, I love. I like the fact that we're seeing Old Ally, or yeah, Old Ally is coming back. Jared's not happy about that.
So, and did Sam beat Brian to advance? Is that what I heard? Or Brian
Uh,
advanced? Or they're still playing?
they're still playing. Brian took
Okay.
game 1 by 10.
And Greg advanced with profit.
Yes, Greg
Okay.
advances over. I don't. I did the postings did not say what the matchup was, but it was Brian over Sam by 11 and Greg on light side. I'm sorry, Greg light side. So Profit beat Walkers by 15. Brian playing Old Allies beat Revenge of the Sith Maul by 11.
Okay.
So now it's Sam's QMC versus B Fred's ISB. Ooh, that's not good. That's
That's
not good. That's not
yeah.
good for B Fred.
I think Sam's got a chance there.
Sam's got a big chance. I mean, it also depends on which version of ISB B Fred is playing.
Yeah. All right. So Matt decides not to go to space, which is a little surprising to me.
I
kind of,
like that he's going hard to the chasm walkway because Vader's not doing anything.
and frankly, the
And
chasm walkway is the only
it's the
battleground
only
site on
battleground
table.
site. Yeah,
And if you just say, all right, I'm going to load Anakin and Kenobi,
that is a
and
shiny Kenobi.
especially where he doesn't have a saber for Vader yet.
No, and the other thing is like Sidious is over
Like,
at the JCC doing nothing because there's the simple tricks and nonsense.
Sidious goes to the Jewish Community Center?
Casey's gonna slap you.
No, he will not.
Casey, please
So,
slap him.
considering I've known multiple folks who refer to it as the JCC,
Everybody refers to it as the JCC.
yeah. No, it's the Jedi Council Chamber. Sidious is doing nothing. We saw the simple tricks, and Matt just says, all right, we're going to play on this site. Come dance.
And Phil, and again, I will say this: like Phil sitting there as an active judge. Phil likes to active judge.
You know, if you're not playing in consolation, active judging is kind of fun. Like you're really
Commentary's kind of fun.
watching and paying attention. Well, yeah, commentary is fun too, but like being involved in the game is fun. And like Phil can't play consolation because he, lost in day 2. So like, what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna wander around and occasionally look at games. Like this way, you can help out. Like,
Yeah,
and that's an important thing to do. Like the game, that's a way to volunteer. Like, hey, you can't come and play in a huge event, or it doesn't work well, but you want to, show up and say hi and
yeah.
volunteer and help active judge. Like, great, have fun. Like
But I'm gonna
everyone is always welcome
yeah.
when we come play cards. You want to come learn.
It's like
You're
it's
watching this
grandma's house
stream. Yeah, but like, hey, you're watching this stream and
with
you're like,
Garrett
hey,
as
I don't know
grandma.
what's going on. And I played this game years ago and I'm thinking about coming back. Like,
Why
check the
not?
forums, find out where events
Yeah.
are and come check them out. Like, it's always fun. It's always a good time. So Bill says, all right, we're going to fight over the chasm walkway. Let's go. There's Vader's
That's
saber.
Mara Jade Parkin.
I
Like
mean,
I still feel like he needs more. Like he needs to bring the Vader over.
oh yeah, he's not doing anything about bringing Vader over. There's no way you're battling there because you'd lose. Tarkin doesn't add one because Mara's not a leader. So problem is when you bring them over, is Matt sitting on sorry about the mess or some equivalent?
Well, you
And
can't sorry about the mess Vader.
you're not trying to sorry about the mess Vader. You sorry about the mess Tarkin. So now you're only at one destiny.
No, you're playing leadership,
and then
so
you
you just
blast
leadership.
or you blast or deflect one of those swings. Like, I don't know. Getting rid of Vader would be good right now.
But he's so hard to get away.
Yeah. But I think if you go with the other way, and if you have the
Yep, there's the Vader's lightsaber. Yeah, if Bill has a lightsaber parry here, he's in a decent spot.
yeah.
But
I
we
will
see
say
that Matt
if
has
you
the clash.
which Vader's immune to.
Yeah, but Tarkin and Mara Jade aren't.
Yeah. So if you clash Mara and you have the force field for the Vader swing, I see a Nabron. Yep, there's the sorry. There's the leadership in there, I think.
Yeah, Matt's. I'm gonna
I
say
think
this. Matt's kind
Matt's
of in the driver's seat right now.
the biggest thing is, yeah, Matt's going to use one of those just because right now he has no loss pile. So before he starts a battle, like he's not getting anything back. I see he's got an Akbar. He must have just drawn it because I think I would have preferred to see Akbar on home 1 at Polis Massa and just start that drain.
Taking a drain too. Yeah.
Yeah, just start that drain of 2 and keep it rolling. So and Matt knew what he had because he activated.
Sorry,
Yep, there's the sorry. Who's he swinging at?
Mara.
Probably.
Actually, no, I go for Tarkin because if Bill has a force field here, it almost he can use.
You're all right if he's got the force field.
Up, take the Anakin into hand, cause a redraw. Thank you, Mom.
Make him prove the force field.
Yeah. Ray. So unless he went after
Ruh-roh.
Tarkin, that's
Even
yeah,
if we
unless
went
he
after
went,
Tarkin, that's a miss. It was a 2 and a 1.
yeah.
All right. That did not go the way
No,
Matt wanted it to go.
Matt still has used up like Matt's luck is still back in like 2001.
Sorry about the
Sorry about
miss.
the miss.
Well played, sir.
Sean,
Well played.
Sean, just for that, I'm awarding you a Gemp pack.
I was honestly thinking about that. That was just the timing on that was
That was
beautiful.
pure gold. That was
That
money.
was that was slow clap.
That was the dad joke to win all to do all dad jokes.
Yeah. No, that was spectacular. Um I mean, you've got the clash, you've got all the stuff. I
Yeah,
think you
I
want to
mean,
battle
I
to get
might
that
actually
sorry
consider.
back.
I was going to say, like, if you battle here, you get the sorry back. Uh, I might actually consider clashing like in the battle, like swing at Mara,
Yeah,
hit
I think you
Mara.
want the I think you want to go through. I think you want everything done there.
Yeah, because like I feel like Kenobi's going to swing at Vader just because if you hit Vader, you get
You get
that
that
+1,
ping.
you get the ping damage.
Now,
Anakin should add a Destiny just to make sure you clear.
Bill doesn't have coward out yet,
Yeah,
which
I
would
think
be the like I think you'd want to put that out simply to stop.
the
And he
plethora
might
of
be
cable.
waiting for Matt to deploy. Like Matt's God, you almost have to put somebody else there.
I don't think you do. They're both just tanks.
Yeah, but one of them's going to get hit, and then with the addition the Vader
Ooh,
saber to attrition,
Matt also has
he has a
Jedi's
Jedi con.
concentration. Yeah. So
Ooh, so that might be worth just saying, you know what? Let's do the battle. I'll Jedi con. I'll draw 2.
oh, Clash of Sabers to Tarkin, so that way he doesn't get the extra destiny.
Well, you got the leadership to stop the extra destiny too.
No, I'm saying you do that. So you Clash of Sabers to Tarkin, initiate Jedi's concentration, so nobody's swinging. Play the leadership to add a destiny, and then add a destiny with Anakin. Clear the site outside of Tarkin.
Yeah.
And you get the sorry about the massive combo back. So on your next turn, if you can get to it, you take it, hit you sorry about Tarkin,
Yep.
and then you drain for 3.
Yeah. I don't know how much force Matt has. I feel like dropping home 1 and Akbar might actually be worth it simply to also get around Coward.
Yeah.
Like Bill's got secret plans, but secret plans isn't really a secret plans isn't a stopper. That's just all right. I have to
No.
spend a force. That's fine. You know, you want Coward right now. You do not want Matt getting that sorry back. Those are not. That's not a card you want to have in play. All right, but they are both kind of in the tank
Yeah, and I think
right
that's where,
now.
yeah.
So, and yeah, Matt says I'm going to throw down the
I kind of don't know if I like
nightclub.
that.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, giving Sidious a place to
I
go.
I really like
Matt,
Sidious.
Matt takes it away. He's like,
Yeah, I'm
no.
like I
And that's what
really
I'm saying
like
is like, I
Sidious
think
stuck at non-battlegrounds.
if you're Matt, you like you said, you want to get to space so that way you can get around Coward. But the thing is, like, you're so good in space. I honestly feel like his characters are better on the ground than Bill's.
Um,
Pound for pound, like the Anakin and the Kenobi are just such good characters.
yeah, I think his big hitters are a little better. I think Bill's support guys are potentially a little better. Like I could see the argument both ways, but I think the second tier, those support characters for Dark Side are sometimes a little bit better than
Mhm.
the support tier characters for light side.
Yeah, I'll agree. But I mean, like with this deck, you can still play Luke with lightsaber. You put Luke up in space. You have Rey. Hera's good, but I mean, with this Vader, she's not that good.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a Matt's got to figure out how to get the most out of his big guns, and you need that to happen in this battle. Um, so now he decides to neighbor them all to the. I don't like any bit of that.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree
I
with
mean,
you.
I guess if you just said, well, I'm going to turn this into a drain race
Yep,
and
there's Luke. Looks like it's Rebellion's Hope Luke, which I like Rebellion's Hope Luke, but I still feel like Luke Skywalker V for the retrieval
yeah,
just extends this game so much. And
and I
honestly,
assume we
like, I
just saw
think
Battle Order come
you
out.
said it's with the last game. I do agree that I think Matt is just playing a little too conservative at this point.
And I will say, so something Johnny talked about in our little interview
Yeah.
after his, unfortunately shocking loss to Sam in Game 6. The way the game is played, the speed of the game, and the kind of, beginning, middle, and end game type thing. Matt played back in the era where things were a little slower.
Mhm.
And it's sometimes, and I'm speaking from experience as someone who played back in that era as well, sometimes it's hard to remember what the speed of this stuff is because your muscle memory is so ingrained. Like I play a decent amount of Star Wars now, not as much as a lot of people, but I do play a lot of games. But back in the day, I played a lot of games.
Yeah.
And sometimes my muscle memory is still that. And there's times when I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta slow down a little bit because if I go too YOLO, I'm just gonna get jumped by one too many things. And sometimes that ends up with you being a little overly passive when passivity is not what is called for.
Yeah. And Matt's putting the Walkling out of play. Interesting.
Well, he wants back that sorry.
And I get that,
He
but
said sorry is going to be he agrees that sorry is a super important card
yeah.
and
And
it's that was the right. I'm fine with that call because I think he's also activating enough. He doesn't particularly care about
yeah.
the
Good.
walk
1,
lane.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to Bills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Yeah,
15.
they're both activating enough to do whatever they want. Matt right now says I have no loss pile and I have battle order out because I think he played that from his shields in the no touch box because he went and grabbed a shield
And
last
the other
turn
thing is
after he
like
put Luke in the system. So I'm sure it's a
it's about a big battle plan. But what's funny is like with the fact that Bill has stacked that chasm walkway, it's only a drain of 1 there right now.
yeah, because that Vader Saber, Vader's or when does Vader Saber only add if he's alone?
I believe so.
It's one of the it's malediction or all right, let's read.
Machinations, Vader's.
Well, Vader alone, armed with a Death Star 2 lightsaber and present at a site, your first drain Sarah +1. So yeah, it's only a drain of 1.
Yeah,
So that's
that's rough.
also not ideal for Bill.
Okay, there's Kylo Ren going down to the nightclub. Now remember, with the nightclub out right now, all those characters are defense value -1. They can't be excluded, so no clash. And that's
No
something else.
clash.
Like clash doesn't come into play. Like you
Yeah.
can't barrier anybody there.
I mean, you can barrier and it works if it's the first guy if it's the only guy they deploy. So
Sure.
yeah, it's a weird. Characters can't be excluded from the battle,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but
So you need somebody to battle. Okay, that's right. That's right. That makes sense.
if you barrier, the guy can't start the battle
Yeah.
because that site text doesn't kick in until the battle has been started. So it's a weird interaction, but yeah, if you barrier the first guy that's deployed and they don't deploy a second, they can't battle.
Yeah.
But that's such an edge case, and clearly, I mean, we see Bill puts two guys down anyways, so that was not going to be the case. And now it's just a matter of, is Bill going to take the aggressive
I don't think
line
so. I
there?
think what we might see him do is we might just see him move Sidious over, which makes sense.
That would be my expectation too. Sidious is the guy that
Yeah. And I mean, he could teleport Vader over as well.
yeah.
Remove it or in the control phase.
I mean, he grabbed the Neighborin, so he doesn't have to worry about Bill or about Matt,
Yeah.
likely jumping back on him. He did not move Sidious over.
Interesting. Tells me,
That's a
oh, yeah, he does have
little
a
bit.
gig. He does have the gig.
Yeah, he's got the gick, but like I would have moved Sidious over simply because
No,
you could start
no,
causing force loss.
he moves Vader over.
Um,
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Mara and Tarkin look like
Jumpable.
yeah, they look like my new
But here's
favorite
the question:
target.
with who?
Yeah.
Like, remember, Matt, being that he's playing,
And there's the sorry back that he went and got with
and he hits,
retrieved it in 3PO.
he retrieved it, and then he 3PO.
Yeah, and then he 3PO'd to it.
Yeah,
And now he's going to retrieve it again. Little surprised he went after P-59 instead of Kylo.
I'm not. Make sure you just want to get rid of somebody because remember,
Okay.
being that all those characters are fence fighting -1.
Yeah, so
Like
P-59 was a 3 and Kylo's a 4.
yeah, and the
But
other thing is, like,
Kylo's
if you
swinging.
come down with any
Kylo's much more
support
likely to hit.
characters, if you come down with any support characters, it makes it so P-59 is easier to shoot them.
Yeah, but P-59 causes 2 force loss. Kylo causes 1. And yeah, if he's going to Jedi Con, that might be the thing. Is he's got the Jedi Con and says, "Well, Kylo's not swinging anyways. Screw you," which I think is solid.
Like Padme's in play here, just canceling Vader's game text. Wait, no, you can't cancel Vader's game text because of the effect that says you can't cancel Vader's game text.
Yeah,
but you still get the Destiny to attrition, which is really nice.
Yep.
Hi, Tom. Glad to see you here this morning.
Tom heard people were talking Star Wars, so he had to come and tell us how wrong we are, and
I mean,
I appreciate
when Tom
that.
comes
Thank
in
you.
and just tells us, yes, we're all wrong.
I mean, I listen to Tom. People tell me I'm wrong a lot. It happens. So yeah, force field could be the other. There's a lot of reasons to go for P-59. I think they're all fine. I might have gone for Kylo just to grab the force field, throw it on grappling hook, and call it a day. Are we gonna see him retrieve with Luke? Oh, it's not retrieval Luke. It's
No.
oh, there's Screaming Lando. So now
and that's what I'm saying. You get rid of the P-59, so that way you have all this. So
yeah,
Screaming,
and Screaming Lando
Hera. So now again, you're getting at least 2 Destiny there.
Yeah, because Vader can cancel 1 text,
but not both.
But not all the texts. So he's getting somebody through there.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that Bill should have moved his
Sidious
card. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Sidious is doing absolutely nothing. Even if you don't necessarily think Sidious is going to do much at the chamber, like he's not. It's so unlikely that he's going to get you any drain bonus there. that it feels bad to just leave him sitting there. And I gotta imagine we're just gonna see a battle here, and
With
Bill's
all
gonna
those
get
characters
wiped
there,
off.
yeah.
Bill's just gonna get wiped off the
And Ahsoka with Tano with lightsaber. That's the other card. Okay, I can always forget that you could play Ahsoka in this deck.
All right, so we're just everybody's coming to play. All right. There's the battle. I assume we'll see a pay one, retrieve one to get that sorry back again.
Yep.
Um,
Jedi concentration first.
Yep. So now nobody swings. Did he not retrieve?
He did not retrieve.
All right. That's
Maybe he wants to draw some cards here. That's the only thing I can think of.
There is no card I would rather have in hand and draw than sorry. With a deck like Saga, there's absolutely zero cards I would rather have in my deck or in my hand than that. Sorry about the mess.
Yep, and there's two. Anakin's going to add a destiny.
Yep.
And another destiny with Rebel leadership.
Oh.
Does Matt know that Bill has the Gek?
He should.
He should.
But he might also just be willing to say, I'm going to force you to play it.
Yeah. I'm almost positive the third destiny or the second destiny, would make a play. That's a lot of power up there.
And maybe he's just willing to say, look,
Bill's force pushing out of the battle.
Pushing. Oh.
I like this play.
Yeah, so do I.
Because he's got the Gek. You force push somebody.
The upside of force pushing out is it also means the Sidious drain goes through.
Yes.
Because he has two battlegrounds.
Okay. Now that makes perfect sense as to why you don't move the Sidious. Well done, Bill.
It is rare for me to be like, I never even contemplated that play.
That is a brilliant move, and this is showing why Bill Kafer made a top 8 today.
Yeah. That's why Bill is 7-1 and I am home.
It turns out Bill knows how to play Star Wars cards. Yeah.
That was
Bill drinks and he knows things.
That was a spectacular play, and
never mind.
Oh, did he not? The site prevents the exclusion. Yeah, duh. All right. Well, it would have been an amazing play.
I brought that up earlier.
Yeah. And we talked about how that site stops that. Whatever. I'm going to give Bill a lot of credit for contemplating the play. Just because it didn't work, it was still a well thought out play.
Everybody's up here like, Bill. Tom's just like,
yeah,
comes in, and Tom knows how to play Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Captain Buzzkill, but and it looks like Bill decided not to throw the saber to add a destiny to attrition.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I love that. I think I would have. I think I would have thrown the saber, add the one to attrition, try and kill two guys. And like right now, you're just sitting and waiting. Did we see the Gick, or did Bill not need to Gick?
I mean, it's a lot of forfeit.
Yeah, but that was a lot of power in Destiny too.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised if he did. I'd be a little surprised if he did not need to Gick that. Because I didn't see what he drew for Destiny, but it was -1 with Ahsoka, so his total power was 11, and then he had another 15 in forfeit, so he's at 26. We've got 7, 13, 18. Yeah, I'm surprised there was not a Gick there.
Yeah.
It feels like there should have been. So I'm not sure. We'll see what all. They were both there over us, and Phil's right there as well. So I'm sure we're missing something on math somewhere that there was enough to get there. And Bill using force push now just to go get a card since he can't push out of the battle at the cantina, and he can't roll with that stuff. There's Jendon in his shuttle.
It's fair. And Gideon, who's really good.
Yeah, but how do they do against
Home one.
home one with Akbar?
There's Eli Vanto.
All right.
I mean, Sand says I get to have a destiny.
Yeah, I guess Sand says we each get one instead of Akbar adding one, but like there's a Vader on there along with a no escape. So And Bill's just picking some up. Like now Matt's got to make a decision because that Sidious drain is going to get bad if Matt doesn't do something about it. Because he now satisfies battle order and coward or simple tricks. So we need to see Matt's got to do something here. And we see drains of 4, which is fine. That was Bill showing he's still got like 4 force saved. And he's got a pile of still got a decent sized hand. Just what does he want to do here? And Matt gives up a use pile search and reveals that his entire reserve deck is 4s and 5s. So whatever he does, it's going to be bad. And he's got Akbar, he's got home one. That sure looks like that's going to be the. I think you got to go space.
Oh yeah, you're going to space. I honestly feel like that stack over at Mustafar is just so jumpable at this point. I'd actually try for it.
So the thing with that though is whatever you do, you're going to have to move somebody in front of Sidious.
Yeah.
Simply because that stack at Mustafar is jumpable. I think Bill's going to end up out of space sooner than he'd like to be.
If you take out the stack at Mustafar, you don't need to move in front of Sidious.
You're not taking out the stack in one battle, though. Not with Sand.
True.
You're losing probably Eli's ship, and then you land.
Okay. Yoda. And just like in the movie, we have Yoda versus Lord Sidious.
Oh, that's not, no way is that going to be a battle started.
Oh, come on. I want to see it. I
No, no,
want to see it.
absolutely.
Let's make it happen.
That'd be terrible. Like Matt would just
You're
lose that battle.
terrible.
Okay, well, that's Matt would just lose that battle. Like you just losing force to Bill.
Party pooper.
Fair enough. Like Yoda doesn't have saber.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess your best case is you blaster deflection, but you're down 2 in power.
Are
Because
you?
because there's 2 other Jedi on table. So if you start the battle, Yoda's only power 3.
Oh, if you, yeah. That's true.
So I
That part is
mean,
true.
maybe you. I don't even think you just leave Yoda and be like, "All right, Bill, make something happen." Like that seems like a bad
Yeah.
idea too. I think
Yeah.
you're. I'll be honest. I think that Yoda might have been a waste.
Mm. I mean, you can move Obi-Wan over.
Yeah, but like you're giving up. You're giving Bill space right now. You're giving Bill the ability to have space, and I think Home One does a lot more.
I agree, but I mean, it's only drained as a 1-1. Like right now,
Yeah,
you're out damaging Bill at this point.
yeah, but if you take Bill out of space, you lock down this game. Giving Bill the ability in space, and even the fact that he could try and theoretically back up. Like I think Bill probably needs to put another guy on, Eli, just to avoid the hey, here comes Home One with a track 6 or 7 and
Yeah.
blow something up. Like uh, I don't know. I feel like I think going to space was the answer. I don't think Yoda was necessary to deploy. I don't think Padme was necessary to deploy. I think you could get the exact same result, or I think you're ahead of the game
Yeah.
if you go at him in space with Home One and Akbar, and you say, "All right, let's you know move." You still move Kenobi in front of Sidious and say, "Let's dance." And maybe it's a
Hmm.
function of Matt just doesn't have enough force. Like Matt might have been feeling like he didn't quite have enough force, and now he's doing the pickup. Why did he put the card at the bottom? Doesn't 3PO put it on top?
Good question.
So, but they're huh. Let's see where this goes. Because yeah, I mean, the drains of 1 and 1 from Bill aren't killer, and I get that you
No.
want to not give up the drain of 4 to Sidious, but being able to lock him out of those drains of 1 and 1 and take space is way more valuable, I think.
Like Bill needs to do something with Sidious right now. Sidious is not in a good spot.
You've got Newt. You're Sidious. You battle at the Jedi Council chamber. You drop Sidious or you drop Newt. You swing at Yoda. You add a battle destiny with Newt,
Or
and you try and clear him. Like I think that's the. And there we go, even better with the sniper on. I
yeah.
assume General Kenobi.
Oh yeah. Now you
It's
come
a
down with
three
Newt because
and a 6. So yeah, now Newt is real nasty.
you come down with Newt now because you get that extra destiny. You don't have to worry about rebel leadership. Yeah, that opened
Yeah,
up. Like,
that
yeah, I
sniper
see
was
what you're
big.
saying now.
That sniper was real big. And I guess had you just moved Kenobi, he gets snipered away, and you eat that drain of 4.
Hmm.
Like that drain of 4 is not good. Don't get me wrong. You do not want to be eating that, but
No.
the way to not eat that is there are 4 battlegrounds on table, and you don't want to go to two of them right now.
I don't know. I haven't really seen anything that says that Matt has "Are you brain dead" in his hand. I
I
mean,
would
it's
be
a
a
card.
little surprised.
I would be a little surprised too, but it's a card that I really like, being that you play
Yeah.
3 Jedi Council members.
So, and the choke Vader in the cantina is a little interesting because Padme just cancels his text.
No, she doesn't.
Are all Vaders protected? I thought it was just
Yeah,
the Death Star 2 ones. Okay. So Yoda is getting overflowed by a bunch here. Unless Matt has the Hujix. Yoda's at 11 to, it was a whole bunch more than that.
yeah.
6 9 to like
Uh,
20.
Actually, hold on. Yeah. If Vader is your apprentice, deploy on table. Vader's game text may not be canceled.
Okay. All right.
It's
Well then,
on malediction.
fair enough.
Yeah, Newt did what he needed to.
So, and Matt, maybe Matt only lost a couple. Oh, does Cities to Saber not make forfeit 0?
It does.
All right, then it feels like there should have been a lot more cards. There we go. Now Matt's starting to
Yeah. He's
peel
just continuing.
cards.
He's just looking at what he wants to lose. I'm a little surprised to see that Bill did not go and get Vader's saber.
He doesn't have a
Oh,
reserve
he doesn't
deck.
have aim high.
Yeah, and he doesn't have I'm your father,
That's
and
what,
he
6 in overflow?
yeah, it should have been 9, I think, because he lost a couple already.
Yeah.
My math said it was 9. Because he's had 11 to approximately 2, I think 20.
Yeah. And now Matt's doing 1 point of damage. He's not retrieving really anything right now. And Bill has still
Yeah,
used his gick that he has in his hand. So I think Bill's in not a terrible spot.
I'm still wondering. It feels like the Gick should have gone in that cantina in that nightclub battle.
Yeah.
I'm I don't know what happened there that we missed because the totals just don't seem to match up.
Air Force math.
Possible. So, but yeah, that all of a sudden changed things. And now I will say if Matt had just moved Obi over, the battle is totally different at the council chamber because if you sniper him and just drain for 4, you end up losing less. And you probably have to do that because if you go for the battle, you're probably losing Sidious.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think that was a mistake. And yeah, the space right now for Bill is Jenin in ship, Eli Vanto in ship, and Moff Gideon in shiny black gimp suit.
This
At
is a family show.
and I didn't swear. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, but you are correct. Those are the 3 cards that are currently at Mustafar. I believe Bill has a Mithron Renudo in his hand as well.
He does because he used not within sight and reach to go get
Yeah.
it. Matt's in an uncomfortable spot right now,
And there's the home one.
but he can't draw destiny. Like he's giving Bill the opportunity to respond into it, which I kind of hate. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just didn't have enough cards. Last turn, when he had 8 or 9 more life force, he could have done that.
Yeah.
And now he's moving Luke over, so it's going to be a chase game in space.
But again, here's the funny thing. Both of those locations are drain of 1s for the opponent.
Yeah. Bill loses because he's not playing a cool version of Vader's Castle.
Nate. No. Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, like look at like some of the other stuff. Bill's playing, I think he's running 1 AI and 1 regular I Am Your Father in his deck.
Oddly enough, I think Bill's got an AI Vader's Castle because I feel like I traded him one as part of a
You're not wrong,
trade
Sean.
on something.
You're not wrong. Like I actually have to go. That's one of my goals this week is to go through and update all my sleeves and everything because
Yeah, I got to do that on defensive shields at some point.
it's been almost since Indy. It's been like a week or 2 after Indy that I haven't like updated my stuff.
Orderless does not look bad ever.
Yeah, Sean, I'm
Sean,
taking away.
you're
I mean, you know
wrong.
what, Sean? You won Twitch earlier. Don't make me take away your win.
Yeah, it's Borderless looks amazing 100% of the time, and I will not listen to the
Blasphemy.
yeah. Now the upside for Matt is with home one, that system's now a drain 2.
Yeah.
Like he's draining for 2 in space while Bill's running away from him. So
Sean,
it is
getting
not
closer.
better to have your sights match.
You are 100% getting closer to being.
If you have borderless, you play borderless, and I will not accept such blasphemous statements.
Yeah.
So they're figuring out some activation here. Bill's trying to decide like how many swings do I want to go with.
Idea track. I think you need to show me what these Naboo customs are. That's because until I see them, I don't know if your statement's 100% correct.
I have a sneaking suspicion those are the ones we talked about privately that we can't show on stream.
Oh no, I'm not saying on stream. I'm showing in
Okay.
person or on Slack. There's multiple avenues he can show me. I just don't
So
put them on stream.
yeah, not on an official stream. Yep, that's the so
Yep, Matheron Renudo going on to Eli Vanto's ship. So I believe it's immune to attrition lesson 6 now.
yeah, and I think Dan doesn't know where the bars are at Worlds. He's going to be, stay quietly chased in his hotel room, doing nothing but just watching. So we see the Jedi's con to stop all
Not
the
you.
swings in the battle at the nightclub. And
Yeah.
Bill says, all right, I'm going to grab that.
And I like choking maybe. Well, I mean, Lando can't.
Doesn't matter. He missed. Lando couldn't retrieve, but like I think you choke Lando there, and he missed on the choke.
Power.
So now we get 3 battle destinies plus a destiny to attrition. Like I don't think you even.
You get 1 battle destiny each.
Oh, okay, and a destiny to attrition.
Yep.
And that's a 3, which okay.
Yeah, and you can take the Anakin into hand because it's just destiny to attrition.
Yeah. And draw General A instead. So it's a 6. It's fine. It kills Vader. Or it kills
the 5.
It's 6 total attrition. It's 5. Oh, is it? Well, even if it's a 5, it kills Vader. So
yeah, I'm surprised Bill didn't choke somebody.
He tried. He drew that 3 and missed.
That's bad luck.
He definitely tried, and I think if you're Matt, I think Hera might be the one to go. Hera or Padme?
The nice thing about Hera is you get that also.
Depends. So Bill started the bet. So Bill's actually got to lose. Bill's losing some force. So Bill loses Affleck and Vader, and looks like force field.
He also lost somebody else too, or another card, a red card.
Force field.
Ooh, that's not one you want to lose.
And now I think you got to run away in space. Like Sidious alone there feels like Matt's got an opening, but again, like we know Bill still has the gick.
Yeah, but you don't. I like running away there, but I mean, you would give up a drain of 3.
You can't run away from Sidious. Like you've got to. Oh yeah, Sidious running away makes sense because now you've got to follow him and do something. What are we missing? Yeah. Oh yeah, he had to lose somebody there. Matt never ended up losing anyone to the Destiny.
Yeah.
All right. I don't hate Lando. He gets excluded by Sidious anyways. When Sidious is alone, you got to pay his upkeep when you're starting to get low on force. I'm all right with that. And I think you got, oh, Bill is not moving away in space. He just doesn't want to give up that drain. I don't love that because, again, you're getting a Destiny, you're going to battle Destiny plus 1 to attrition. And you're not cracking Matt's immunity. Like, Matt's not losing anybody because Red 5 is fully immune. and home one is immune to less than 10.
But at the same time, do you want to lose? It would be a drain of 3 and a drain of 2 for Matt.
Yeah, and that might be it, is you're hoping to just, okay, I guess I'll lose the 2 that are already on table.
Yeah.
And then I can, successfully sit on whatever. So Matt activates. Um,
I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten to the point where it's been close to time. Like you got to think we're getting to that point.
yeah, it might be. Like, as Phil just pulls out his phone to look at something. So Matt's got to choose to activate. You drain for 3. You start a battle that you retrieve with because Luke's in it. And then, God, that cantina feels really bad, that nightclub.
Yeah.
Like, because once you start a battle, Bill goes and Bill grabs Vader off of sand. So a Vader comes into play. And you're going to eat that drain of 4 that you don't want to eat.
Okay, so there's 13 minutes left in the round.
Okay. So that's still a lot of time. That's, yeah. I'm just trying to. Matt left himself 3 destiny, so he's saying, I'm going to leave enough destiny so you have to sand. Although Bill would have sanded 100% anyways just to get the Vader.
And here's the best part: 13 minutes left with 12. Both of them have 12 in life force.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's real close. But, like, we see a drain of 3. The drain of 3's got to happen here, which is going to start to hurt.
Yeah. Bill is currently up by 2 in hand, though.
Okay. And I got to be honest. I think the play here is obviously you drain for 3 because there's no reason not to. I think you battle in space and then you spread in space. You say to Bill, I don't care where you run, you're going to run into one of my 2 ships.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And I think, as much as it stinks, I think you then have to eat the drain on the ground for a turn.
Yeah.
I don't think you can split those guys up knowing Bill can just go get Vader. Because, like, well, I guess you don't have to worry about choke Vader. The Vader he gets will cancel. What would cancel Hera's tech, so you're just drawing a battle destiny against his Vader. Like, you probably, it's fine. I guess you could move Anakin in front of Sidious. So when we see the battle, we see the retrieve. We saw the card off sand. And they're just making sure the order's right on things. And I got to imagine it'll be a destiny to attrition.
Yeah.
So it's 4 and 4. So we've got 8 in attrition. And there's a 6, which even +1 from Gideon.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
He's
7,
totally
but it
immune.
doesn't correct. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it helps in power, but I think you're still losing in power.
It's close.
I mean, you got what, 6? Okay, and we see, yeah, Matt loses a card, so he might have been down 1 in power, but 8 is
But
Eli
8
and
into
Ship
attrition is huge.
plus. So now I think you move Luke. Yep, exactly. You
Yeah.
move Luke to Polis Massa and say, you want to move over here? I'm gonna battle you next turn and add a destiny to attrition and wipe you out of the system. I think I would have moved Anakin in front of Sidious, but I understand not doing it. That drain of 4 is nasty.
The drain force nasty, but I mean, at this point, like I said, you're draining for
You're draining
next
3
turn?
to his 4. Yeah, I mean, right now
4.
he's draining you 5 to 4 or 5
Okay,
to yeah
so
5 to 4. But next turn he's got to do something because
yeah,
Bill, you can't just leave, especially now that sand is empty. You can't just leave Gideon alone.
you could
You
land the shuttle, but then
yeah, but then you're
you're
giving up a
think,
battleground.
yep, that's the problem.
So the moment you land that shuttle, you give up the battleground and you give up battle order. But
And
that
coward,
might be the play
yeah.
because I don't think you can just put Vader naked. Even if you get the saber, I don't know if you can put Vader into the um. Yeah,
No, I'm
Matt. I
happy.
think Matt is shield busted.
No, but you know why I'm happy?
Why? Because you got the drain. You got to see the drain of 4
No, what he
limited
just did.
resources.
Literally resources for
I've
8 force in a turn. That's a scoop.
well, limited resources is unique.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Yeah, so he got 4 and then he could get another 2. I don't think it
I'm
mattered. I
saying,
think
what?
he was
Who
ahead.
won?
Bill. There's no way Bill throws that down and then concedes.
Begin
So
again.
I think Bill wins.
Bill advances. Bill confirms. Wow, what a play! What a game!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit up Phil, see if we can get an interview.
All right.
So Bill advances over Matt Sokol. What a congrats, Bill. That was really, both players played insanely well.
Yeah.
Like, that was amazing. So big, big prop, like, both players. Matt, you played ridiculously well. Like, game one was just amazing.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Matt played game
Game
2
two
very
was good
well.
too.
Like
I did not see like really any huge mistakes from Matt.
yeah, I think Matt played it well. It's,
Like,
Bill's a heck of a player
so
too. Like this was not going to be an
no, this is not an easy top
easy
eight.
one either way.
Like, I will say this, so that now Garen, so New Allies have 2 players in the top, like they're gonna have 3 players in the top 4. Which means we're gonna see either like one's gonna play Joe and one's gonna play. I think it's gonna be, do they
I,
reseed?
I don't believe so. And I think as far as teammate play goes, once you get into top 4, the one thing
It's
is new allies,
they're yeah, they yeah.
they play it out. Like you can say what you want about the way Team 5 chooses to do things. Those guys play test together so much. They know what's going on in the games. They know where it's going to end. So there's no real, that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
But the new allies always play it out.
yeah.
So I expect once you get to top 4, they're going to play it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because they
I
all
mean,
want that title.
I'm hoping it's not Bill and Greg in the 4. And the only reason I'm saying that is because they're so good friends. If they're gonna play against each other, I would love to see it in in the finals.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying one way or another. Personally, I mean, at this point, it's going to be a great top 4.
Yeah. I mean, we have 4 amazing players in there.
Regardless, like, we do not know the result of Sam and Brian Fred. Just pointing that out there. But right now we do know it is Joe Olson, Bill Kafer, and Greg Shaw.
And honestly, Sam or Brian Fred are both
Oh,
spectacular players.
Sam coming
And
off the win at the Indianapolis event. Like he's been top eighting like so many tournaments now. Sam is doing so much work to make himself a better player, and it is showing. And we see Bill is collecting some of his stuff, but I want to see if we can get an interview with him. As I'm pinging him on Slack, but he's not listening, or he's not answering. Maybe he's all business today. He left his phone up in the room.
he wants to focus.
Oh, I don't blame him. And after that last, like those two last games, like those were really, really, really well played games by both of them. And if you want to, like, those are two games I would actually put on, like, I would show on YouTube saying, this is how you play the game.
Yeah,
Because again,
that was those were awesome games, and this is what the game is.
it looks like Bill. So Bill's just walking around. I think he's checking on stuff,
Yeah.
but uh let's don't see anything yet. So while we're waiting, we're gonna go ahead and bring up the room camera. We'll check on some of the other stuff that's going on. Oh, I see Bill with a headset. So let me go ahead and
Oh,
pull that
all
up.
right.
Bill, are you there? Yeah, you
I
want to
can.
go ahead and jump onto the seat you were at? Perfect. Okay, so we have top Continental's top four player, Bill Kafer. Bill, huge congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
So let's go back to what got you the win there in game two. So that last turn, you drained for four with uh, yourself at the Jedi Council chamber,
Yep.
and then you played Garrett's favorite card for match play.
Is that
What?
training for one at the Chasm Walkway? Is that his favorite card?
No, that's limited resources.
Yes, sir.
I am a huge proponent and have been for a long time in a match play event. That's a dark side card you just play.
I think it's underrated. I played it in top eight. This something just beeped on here, by the way. Is that bad?
Something might explode. We'll find out.
Okay, I
So,
might cut out. So I played it
Okay.
top eight at Atlanta also, and it got me through to top four as well. So I
mhm.
went through and changed like 4 or 5 cards from my deck yesterday, and that was when I knew I was adding. It kind of came together with like I was looking at my hand and I was like, I'm basically like a red magic deck, right? Like I'm gonna throw always two there are. I'm gonna throw limited resources for 4. I'm gonna get it right back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so really quick, Bill, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we have our last top four player. Brian Fred advances over Sam Tashima.
Good for Brian.
So that is a stacked top four.
And then Bill.
That is I will stand by what I said and say that is a stacked top four.
I get to play Brian
Yeah.
Fred now apparently, so that's fine.
So it's
All right.
Greg Shaw versus
Joe
Joe
Olson.
Olson, Brian Fred versus Bill. Well, no offense, Bill, but I think we're gonna not have you on stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Haven't had Joe on at all. We had Greg on for one game. We haven't had Bill on it, or we haven't had Brian on at all. And we have seen a lot of your hands.
We'll be on we'll probably be on backup stream, I assume. So
Yeah. There's only one. I mean, there's two streams and two games. So
yeah.
Yeah.
you guys would be on stream two. And then, if all goes well, you'll be on stream one for the final.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
So
So how does it so okay, run us back like on that last room, like what made Matt concede?
So I did I drained for the 4. I mean, he was down at like 12 cards to start that turn, right? So,
Yes.
or I would say 15 with hand. So I drained for 4. I did the 1 damage. Limited gets 4 more, so that's 9. I no escape that back, so I'm gonna play limited again next turn. And then I always 2 for 2 more, so that's 11 damage that he was facing down.
Oh,
And then
okay. I didn't
I
see the
just
always two.
I move I'll move Thrawn away and draw for the card that says he can't add to power, so he can't get me out of space, and then I'm gonna play limited again next turn. So
Okay.
I should have gotten there.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, that game won after the beatdown that he put on you on Lothal.
Yeah.
What's going through my mind is like Bill just needs to go to game 2, try and do his best on game 2, but you clawed your way back with just drain after drain after drain. Like,
Yeah. I knew I had to go wide once that happened. I'm a little frustrated about that too, because the turn before, during my turn, I guess, I raid, and there was an escape pod in there, and I was like, okay, I should get this Hujix so that I don't, screw anything up. But I knew Hujix was in my reserve deck. There was like 7 cards in my reserve deck, and I was holding Rebellion and Ascension guns. So
mhm.
I tried to do it that way, didn't go through. I was able to hit uh, the hidden weapons canceller off of my Ascension guns, which is the second time in 2
Yeah.
days against Matt where I've top decked the exact card I wanted with Ascension guns. Yeah, and then
Um,
I was a little mad at myself because I realized later I took 2 overflow too much, so I could have won that game.
so I will say this though, we know that Pat Johnson's there. You should definitely get him to sign your Ascension guns.
Yeah.
In the chat, our good friend of the teams and everything, Carl Koenig has said that Bill, I'll get you some beer at Ohio Mega Worlds for making the top 4. If you win the whole thing, you're gonna drink free.
Ooh, because
Well,
I'm
he said free-ish.
free-ish.
Ish.
So
Good
there might
qualifier.
be some sort of qualifier that I'll be honest, you might want to clarify with Carl before you're, a few beers deep. So just in case.
It looks like we lost Bill. It looks like that headset might be dead, unfortunately. So we're going to try and get him back here in a second, if possible. But we do have the top 4. Again, it's going to be Bill Kafer versus Brian Fred, Joe Olson versus Greg Shaw. That's a loaded top 4. And I mean, I
Yeah.
know Bill said it's a loaded top 4 plus Bill, but Bill has been playing ridiculously well, everybody. Like, Bill is putting in the effort. He's on a good team. He's putting in the work. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.